Hey, how you figure? It's me, future you. Look, I don't have much time. I need you to see this. This is something that you need to know, and this is something that you need to tell the chat in Casual Fridays because 2025 is going to have a ton of movies, big summer blockbusters, horror films, indie films, whatever you can think of. They're also going to have a ton of television shows. They're also going to have a ton of collectibles and figures, big time announcements of releases you can't even fathom. But without you talking about it, without you mentioning some of the things that I've seen in the future, they might not come to pass. So you have to talk about this. You have to use this information that I'm giving you from the future and use it in your show to tell people about it, to put it on the radar so that way we can get these things that we all want. Whether it be a hot collectible, whether it be a brand new film that's going to take the world by storm that nobody's even talking about yet, that sleeper hit of 2025, you have to listen to me. I don't have much time. I need you to understand something. This is just step one. There's so much I need to tell you. There's so much that I have to tell you about what's coming in 2025. Things that you need to put on your pre-order list, things that you need to not buy into the hype on. You have to understand. You have to understand that there's some movies that you're going to really be excited about that aren't going to pan out. I hate to tell you that. They're not going to live up to your expectation. I'm just telling you, you have to know this stuff, and you have to know it now. The machines are getting smarter. They're getting a lot smarter than you could ever imagine. This isn't like in the movies. They know everything. It's the algorithms. It's the artificial intelligence. Every single thing they already know about you. They're studying you. They're studying Casual Fridays. They're studying your chat, your show, the whole thing to make sure that you have to purchase every single thing that they put out, or they're going to put out stuff that you don't even want. And I can't even begin to tell you why they would do that. But I'm going to give you this information, and I'm going to give it to you now. I sent it through you via hard drive, via encrypted code message. Take that and present it to the chat on Casual Fridays. That's all I ask. Future you thanks you for it. And this is just step one. I'll be in touch. You are going to have to reach optimal levels tonight. Optimal levels. And hey, do it for the family. Good luck. We're counting on you. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I mean, you saw it there. We got a lot to talk about for 2025, baby. We got a lot to talk about for 2025. Let's get a little music going here. Well, here we go. So, as you saw in that intro, all right, we got a lot to talk about for 2025. Man, there's big time movies coming out this year. There is collectibles coming out this year, whether it be hot toys, in art, caustic plastic dropping some heat today, man. We're going to talk about it all, man. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to jump right into it, man. We're back to present time, man. You saw it, man. You saw the messages from the future. You're either on board or you're not. I understand if you're not. I understand if you're not. We're going to be, trying some different stuff. We're going to be talking about some different stuff. And I hope you can join me, man. I hope you can join me. And funny thing is, I had this little screwdriver that ended up being a little prop in the intro there. I don't even know. I think this was for some I don't know, man, but this is a good, I thought that was fun. So uh before we get into the chat, because I know you guys have been patient, you've been waiting. I gotta get out this off my chest though before we even get started. I gotta get this off my chest, man. Winter Soldier drop, right? Artisan Winter Soldier drop. Let me know in the comments below if you were able to pick it up. We got 10 in the chat tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. We're going to get in with the chat. Why isn't the music not playing? Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. So here's the thing. Artisan Winter Soldier, I'm going to be totally real with you guys. I missed out and I'm bummed about it. It took me a while to either get up the courage to go live tonight because I missed out on it, man. And it hurt, man. It hurt. I still think about it, man. Here's the thing with these drops, and I don't mind the drops like the 2000, limited people, whatever. That's part of collecting, right? But man, they drop them like during the work day. Like it's tough for me to get off of work at certain times. So like this stuff will drop, and I don't even have any access to. Like I know that people can you're thinking like do it on your phone. That's how I have to do it. I almost have to get my phone out. I have to like log in. I can't open up the multiple browsers all the time. And so it just didn't work out for me this time, man. If I really want it, I'm going to pick it up. But it was just an artisan drop. I think right now with Marvel Rivals being really big, I think right now with the new Captain America movie coming out, the Marvel hype is kind of gearing up once again. Not that it ever left, but just the hype levels have been a little lower than normal. I really thought they could have sold 2,500, and then I guess the thing that bothered me a little bit was I know that people were able to get both the collectors and the special edition from what I understand. I've heard some people say that like that's what was happening. Again, man, listen, I've been lucky enough to get a few of these. I missed out on this one. I really wanted this one. The hype levels were super high for me to get this Winter Soldier, man. And it just didn't work out for me. But hey, the good news is if I really want it, it'll be available. Yes, it'll be more than retail. It is what it is. It happens. I'm a little bitter about it. I'm not mad, bitter, sad, bitter and sad. But it is what it is, man. So let's get a poll going. Let's get a poll going right now. Were you able to pick up the Artisan Winter Soldier? And it's simple. It is a yes or no question, isn't it? Yes or no. Or the third option could be wasn't interested in it. There we go. Wasn't interested in it. Because let's figure out like who wanted it that got it, who didn't want it that did get it. And let's start this poll. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. We got 17 in the chat. We got 17 in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here, man. It's the Future Chronicles Part 1, baby. We're going to be talking about what I think. We're going to do this together as a chat. We're going to talk about what we can expect. What are we predicting? What are we thinking, man? We got some anniversaries this year. We're just going to hang out. We're going to keep it casual. We're going to talk about it, man. Let's talk about what we can expect this year. Not only from figures and stuff like that, but like what movies do you think are going to be like the big hits this year? Not only box office, but like what's going to live up to the hype? There's a lot of hype. And that's what's exciting about a new year, man. A new year brings a lot of excitement, brings a lot of new stuff. It brings a lot. But at the end of the day, stuff's going to disappoint, man. Whether it be a new figure that you got coming in, whether it be a movie. There's going to be stuff that you're not even looking forward to right now that might be your favorite of the year. How many figures came out last year that you didn't really think you were hyped about and ended up being one of the best figures of the year? Same with movies. You look at your end of the year list. We're going to talk about it all together, man. We're going to talk about it all together. This is a 2-part series. Future Chronicles Part 1 is tonight. We're going to look into the future. We're going to try to figure out. You saw the intro. You saw that intro. We're going into the future to figure stuff out, man. And it is an exciting time. It is an exciting time to be a movie fan, a collector. So let's jump into it, shall we? Let's jump into it. Let's get into the chat. Really excited to talk with all of you, man. For the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. All right, let's jump into the chat here. And let's see what everybody's doing. We got Christian Crosshair Cooper, or as some people in the community call him. Hey, Christian. I'm running out of stuff, Christian. I used to be like, hey, what people in the community call him, I could come up with stuff, right? I'm sorry, man. Christian Crosshair Cooper is in the building, man. Thank you so much for being here, dude. I really, really appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. We got MB Dyson 829 in the building. MB Dyson, always a pleasure to see you in the chat, buddy. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat. He says, how you doing, Justin and all? I'm doing fantastic. I hope you're doing well, MB Dyson. Thank you for being here, bro. We got Yagron2, a.k.a. Lane, saying, hello, welcome to the future. Hell yeah. We're here, man. Well, we're in the present time based on the intro. Went into the future, got some intel from the future. Look, man, there's plot holes. There's plot holes, all right? There's some plot holes there for sure. But then there's gonna be a part 2 next week. All right. So we're just having some fun with it, man. Maybe some family shows up. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for being here, man. Valkyrie Magnus, another regular, another familiar face in the Casual Friday world. Always keeping it casual, saying what's up to Christian and saying what's up to me. Valkyrie, always a pleasure to see you in the chat, man. I really, really appreciate you. And he already knows what time it is. It's time for family. You didn't even have your car. Welcome to Brazil. This is me saying, hey, I'll be in 5 minutes. Some technical difficulties. There was some technical difficulties. There was. We got Moose in the building saying, hello, community of collectors. Not a great week. Am I collecting Orbit this week? Oh, I'm sad to hear that, Moose. I'm sad to hear that, man. I hope it gets better. I'm sad to hear this, man. Yagron says, the Moose Dream is here to bring us all the happy 1/6 scale dream times. There we go. I mean, that sounds fun. That sounds good there. We got Nick's Collectibles in the building saying, how you doing? What's up, Nick? Always a pleasure to see you in the chat, man. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here, buddy. I really appreciate you, man. I mean, Yagron 2 is ready, man. I mean, look at this comment right here. Technical difficulties, some sexy beard Friday night stream time now. Hey, I'll take that every day, twice on Sunday, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We got Curtis Booth in the building saying, hey, Justin and everyone, hope you're having a great Friday. Curtis, I hope you're having a great Friday as well, man. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you, Curtis. We got Mitchell Lawrence in the building saying, what's happening? What's up, Mitchell? I hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for being here. Toy collector in the building, man. We got all the legends in here tonight. Saying happy Friday, all. What's up, toy collector? Good to see you, man. Yagar2 says, how you figure is about to tell us we're going to be drowning in more figures. We are doomed. That's what my spidey senses are telling me. That we're just going to continue to get figure after figure, announcement after announcement, hype after hype. And with my new collecting strategy going into the year, I'm scared, but I'm also excited. But also scared. MB Dyson says it's all too much. I quit. I'm guaranteeing this happened during the intro. I hate that it I'm a big fan of MB Dyson. You know that if you've been on my show or if you've been watching the show. I hate that MB Dyson. I'm not sure how to read this. I think he's basically saying I didn't like the intro. I had to leave. Which I understand, man. I understand. Sometimes you got to you got to take some chances every now and then. Took some chances with a cool intro. I'll be honest with you. I spent a little bit of time on that. We'll see. I don't know, man. Now I'm kind of scared to read the rest of these comments. It felt good. I thought it was okay. I'm afraid to read these comments. We already lost MB Dyson. What else is in store? Who else left? All right, let's face our fears today. Let's face our fears today, man. Absolute Cinema by Nick's Collectibles. Nick, even if this is being funny, if this is true, I appreciate this. But even if you're not, this means the world to me, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Yagron says it's all too much for us. So there you go. I mean, a lot of people are just dropping like flies. They said, look, we see what you're doing. We don't like it. We're out. It's too much. It's too much going on there. So I get it. It is what it is. But then we got Tucker Hall, man. So like I said, we got some people that are on board. We got some people that are saying, hey, it's too much. I totally get it. That's the beauty about a stream. Got to have a different opinions because Tucker Hall says one heck of an intro. And I appreciate you, Tucker. I appreciate this, man. Thank you for this. Tucker Hall also says, I'm a happy boy about that Winter Soldier, bro. I know you are, Tucker, and I'm hoping you picked this one up, man. I'm hoping you were able to get one. I wasn't as lucky. Christian missed out as well. He didn't get them. And while we're talking about it, right now on the poll, we have 19 votes, which is amazing because we have 16 in the chat. So everybody's voting. I really appreciate that. 19 votes. Were you able to pick up the Winter Soldier? 32% said yes. 32% said no. And 37% said wasn't interested in it. Figures and Fandom says casual artisan poll. We just did one. And but I already know the answer from you, Steve. But if you want, I'm sure you talked about this on your stream. I know you went live like the day of, so I'm sure you've already told people if you picked up or not. Tucker Hall says that he was number 38 and he snagged the special edition. This is awesome, Tucker. I appreciate it, man. Dang, good for you, Tucker. I'm really happy that you got it. I know how hyped you were for that, Tucker. I'm really happy for you. Christian says it's a sick figure, but he has too many figures right now. Ain't that the truth, Christian? Jose D. Hernandez saying, what's up, Justin? What's up, Jose? Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for being here. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat. Toy Collector says, no Winter Soldier. Was hoping we would see a sculpted version. Guess not. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in this as well. I'm guessing we're going to see a Thunderbolts one. But still, it's not Winter Soldier. It's, it's Bucky, it's Winter Soldier, but it's not the same. You get what I'm saying? So I'm guessing we'll see a sculpted one from Thunderbolts. I would think. MB Dice says he didn't even try. Winter Soldier's not on his list. There you go. That's responsible collecting right there from MB Dyson. Really, really responsible. MB Dyson, man. MB Dyson knows what he likes. He sticks to what he likes, man. I respect that a lot. Valkyrie Magnus says he didn't get the Artisan Winter Soldier either. But on the bright side, my waitlist converted. What waitlist converted for you, Valkyrie? Let me know, man. Christian says he is playing Rivals right now. Christian, listen. I've been putting so much time into Rivals, dude. This is a fantastic game. It is frustrating as hell at times, but it is a fantastic game. Who's your main, man? Who are you rolling with? Man? I got a couple characters I main with. I switch back and forth, but man, what a hell of a game. I've been loving it, dude. I've been loving it. We got Big Dog Pound saying what's up to Valkyrie and what's up to Lane. What is up, Big Dog Pound 1? Hope you're doing well, man. I can't do the woo or it'll just blow everybody's eardrums out. But I'll do a small one. Woo! It was almost better if I didn't even do it. I'm sorry about that. That seemed like my heart wasn't in it, and I'm ashamed of it. I'm ashamed of it. We got Collection Obsession in the building saying hi all. Collection Obsession, always a pleasure to see you, man. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well on a Friday night, man. It's casual Friday time, baby. Let's go. MB Dyson, he's hyped for Avatar Fire and Ash. You and me both, dude. You and me both. I cannot wait for Avatar. Just cannot wait to... that's just such a great theatrical experience. I cannot wait, bro. I cannot wait. Toy Collector says, binged Goosebumps based on your video. Loved it, man. Was a great watch. Let's go, baby. First off, thank you for watching. And if you haven't watched my Goosebumps for you, I actually have that on my channel if you want to check that out. It's the new season. It's like an anthology. So this season, David Schwimmer's in it. I'm telling you, man, it's good. It's good. It's a really good show. If you don't want to watch the review, I'll just tell you right now it's good. But if you want to check out the review after you watch it, it's not spoiler heavy at all. So definitely check that out after the show tonight. And Toy Collector, really appreciate you mentioning the video and that you enjoyed it, man. And I love that you watched the show and you loved it. Big Dog Pound 1 says, I was able to get the Artisan Winter Soldier during work hours, but I didn't realize I purchased the one without shield until I was too late. I guess I have to settle for what I got. Well, Big Dog Pound, if you ever pick up another one somehow with shield and you're trying to offload the other one, let me know. I'll take either one. But I'm very happy for you, man. That is awesome, dude. But yeah, I mean, that is what it is. I mean, I think you'll be able to get that shield. I think you'll be okay. I'm just glad you got one, man. That's awesome, dude. We got Matthew Esparza in the building. What is up, dude? Good to see you in the chat, Matthew. Really appreciate you being here, man, on Casual Friday. This episode, what episode is this? 18, man. Episode 18. What's up, Justin? Just paid off $20.99. Let's go, baby. And Black Suit Toby at my local sideshow retailer. Feels good knowing they're paid off and ready to pick up when they arrive. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Super hyped for it. I know you're a big Spidey guy, so I'm super hyped for you to get those figures, man. I can't wait for Black Suit Toby. And $20.99 is one hell of a figure, man. One hell of a figure. And thank you again for being here, man. Yagron 2 says, the future is my wallet is doomed in the next few weeks since I got an ATRT with ARF, Venom Spider-Man 2, and Joker DX coming to pay for. Help. Yeah, I've been dealing with this as well. I had to switch over a few things to payment plan with Sideshow. I got hit with like the Sideshow Beetlejuice, John Wick, and something else, and I had to just switch it over to payment plan. Even though they're available now, I had to just switch everything over to payment plan because I was just getting hit like left and right with stuff, man. So I hear you on this, man. Jose G. Hernandez says, I scored the Winter Soldier, but somehow was in the queue for me since I was at work. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. Again, sometimes it doesn't. That's why I'm not getting too upset about it. Like, again, man, am I disappointed? Yes. But I know how it goes, man. I've been on the other end of it to where I've been lucky enough to snag one. I've been on the end of it where somebody was able to pick me up one. So it is what it is, man. I mean, do I wish there would have been more units? Absolutely. Do I wish there would have been a sculpted? Yeah. But it is what it is, and you know, if I really want it, I can pick it up again. I know it'll be a little bit over retail, but it's okay. I mean, I'm bummed about it. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't want to. You know, I don't want to do this whole thing where I'm like, because I've been lucky on some of these too. So win some, you lose some. Some people seem to win them all. So I mean, you guys are killing it with this. Y'all are picking them up and doing a really good job. But yeah, work. When I'm at work, it's just tough to get the whole like, open up the browsers, man. It's just, I got to be looking at my phone. I'm supposed to be doing a task, so it's really hard. I can't, it is what it is, man. But we got Clinton Martin in the building. What is up, Clinton? Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for being here on another episode of Casual Friday. A familiar face here, a friend of the channel as always. Everybody here's a friend of the channel. We're not only friends, we're family. But Clinton saying howdy, folks. What's up, Clinton? Hope you're doing well, dude. Clinton Martin says, Sideshow let people order one of each SKU for Winter Soldier, which sucks for those that tried and wanted it. I tried just to try, but was $3,000. Yeah, you were higher than me. I was like 3,700. So I had no chance. I did get on the wait list, so we'll see. But with 2,000, I don't see it converting, but we'll see. Tucker All says, you're going to predict 2.0s of the 2012 Avengers in 2025. Absolutely, yeah. Spoiler alert. Yep, I'm definitely predicting this. I think if they're gonna do it, this is the year to probably do it. With some big Marvel stuff coming up soon. With some, they got a couple of new Marvel properties, yes, this year for sure that they're gonna work on. But I definitely could see this happening. We're seeing a lot of this going back with especially with their artists online. They're going back to the previous MCU stuff. So I definitely see this coming our way, man. I just hope we get maybe a sculpted version to go along with a few of these. Christian Cooper says he has 7 days played on Rivals. Dude, I haven't looked at my hours put in, but it is an addicting game, dude. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of been like, it's been fun, but I feel like I'm not getting as much done as I used to get done because I'm just, all my free time, I'm just like booting that up, man. Christian says, I have Mantis as Lord right now. I hear you, man. I am, so on Rivals, I am learning, like, I committed to Loki this season. So like this season 1, I'm going all in. I've been putting a ton of hours on Loki and I've been climbing with Loki. Season 1, I climbed with Namor a lot. So those are like my 2 mains would be Namor and Loki. And then when I play tank, I've been season 1, I did a lot of Hulk and I did a lot of Strange, but this season, man, I've really been trying to learn Magneto. And so Magneto, I'm starting to get pretty good with Magneto. Not great, pretty good. But those would be my 3 that I would pick. On certain maps, Penny Parker's just a beast as well. So I'd say those 4, like the characters I put the most time on would be Magneto, Penny Parker, Namor, and Loki. Hell of a game though, dude. And they're just going to keep releasing new content for it, so I'm excited, bro. Valkyrie says his waitlist for John Wick converted today an underground figure. So excited. Hell yeah, Valkyrie. Love to see that, man. Love to see that. Congratulations, bro. Hannes Hansel says, first up, what's up, Hannes Hansel? Thank you for being here, man. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat. He says, what's up, Just got the queue for Winter Soldier and was like instantly able to buy it. I figured no one was wanting it. I was wrong. I didn't get it. Currency of Canada dollar is garbage. Yeah, I hate to hear that, Honest Hansel. I really do, man. I think that I know it sounds silly, man, but I really think the Marvel Rivals effect is I'm telling you, man, that game is huge. And I'm not saying that like got people to get the Winter Soldier, but I think that there's like this new, like that game is like really kind of bringing that Marvel like hype. And again, we got a lot of new movies coming out with Marvel this year as well. It's, Daredevil's coming out. So again, man, this is going to be an exciting year for Marvel fans. I think it's going to be epic, man. But let me read the rest of your comment here. I did read the comment. I'm sorry, Harness Hansel. But thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate you. Big Rib saying, what's up, Justin? What's up, Big Rib? He says, big fail for me with Bucky. Same here, dude. Same here, dude. We'll talk about it and we'll support one another. We'll support one another, man. But I missed out as well. But thanks for being here, Big Rib. Hope you're doing well, dude. I really do. And we got V69. 69. Did you get Jack Sparrow? I do have Jack Sparrow, but I don't know if they're like rolling that out or what. It's funny that you mentioned that. I haven't gotten my notification for that yet. So I'm trying to think. Maybe I put that on payment plan as well, but I haven't got it in. I put a lot of figures on payment plan with Sideshow because I was just getting hammered with invoices and I just had to spread them out somehow. And so I'm proud of myself though. I'm being very disciplined right now, just paying off stuff that I've already had pre-ordered. That was a goal of mine, is like stop ordering stuff day one and just kind of be patient. And once you start getting in the habit of being patient, it's not as bad. I mean, I love getting a good review out for you guys, or like, talking about the figure, but at the same time, for me, man, it was just unsustainable. So I'm kind of happy with paying these off over time. But yeah, I do have Jack Sparrow coming. I don't have it yet. Clinton Martin says, Dan, thanks for reminding me about Goosebumps. I like the other ones. I'll watch it tomorrow. Yeah, dude, it's really, I'm telling you, man, I really enjoyed it a lot. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. And this isn't just like a nostalgia thing. I mean, they kind of give you some good nods to nostalgic stuff if you love the books and you love the show. But like I said, man, I have a review on my channel if y'all want to check it out after the stream. And it's basically just me talking like this. Like, I don't do any edits on it or anything. It's just me talking. But I really liked it, man. I really did. So I hope you enjoyed as well. Moose says, my first collecting problem this week. InArt shipped me the wrong version of Paul Atreides. Ordered The deluxe mouse received the standard. So, dude, I gotta check this now. I'm like terrified now. I have that figure. I have not unboxed it, and now you have me worried that happened to me as well. So I'm glad that you gave me the heads up on this, dude. I gotta check out if this happened to me as well, dude. Clinton Martin says, speaking of Joker, Artisan Joker will be shipping from Sideshow in the next week or so. Hell yeah. I'm secretly hoping that gets waitlisted for me. I don't think it will, but I'm hoping it does. But I'll be okay with the sculpted. MB Dice says, I got 3 coming due this month from Sideshow myself. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I mean, hell yeah, but also like that kind of, it's awesome, but it kind of sucks at the same time, right? It's one of those things, We got Brad Cormack in the building, another regular to Casual Fridays and to my streams in general. Brad saying, hey, Justin. Hey, what's up, Brad? Thank you so much for being here, dude. Really, really appreciate you, man. Big Dog Pound says, how you figure? I agree. It's hard to purchase figures during work. Work can be distracting. Yeah, it absolutely can be distracting. Work is getting in the way of me buying more stuff. That's the problem. Thanks for being here, Big Dog Pound. I appreciate you a lot, man. Big Rib says, I was like 2100 in the queue and thought I was good, but guess not. Damn, dude, that is a bummer, man. That would have maybe pissed me off. I had no chance, so like I accepted it right out of the gate. Like I had no chance. Damn. That sucks. Moose says, I received an email from UPS saying InArt has shipped me a 4-pound box. We'll see next week. That sounds good then. That sounds like the one that you need, man. That sounds like the one that you need. V69 says, how many figures do you have currently and how many on pre-order, bud? Man, I'd have to check. I'm not trying to avoid your question. Let me think on this because I have to really check. I think that because I added a few to the pre-order list. I'm trying not to just pre-order stuff anymore. And if I do, I'm putting them on payment plans. Like that's my goal. If you've watched some of my streams, towards the end of December, I just had to have a talk with myself of like, okay, we got to stop doing this day one thing. We got to stop just feeling like we got to have everything day one. Like we got to be more strategic going into 2025. And that's what we'll talk about today is kind of navigating what I think is going to be just an onslaught this year. Like as bad as last year was, again, good problem to have. But financially, like, I'm trying to be responsible as well. So I'll get you ballpark. I probably have like actual pre-ordered right now. I probably have like 5 figures like pre-ordered right now, like actually pre-ordered. And those are like for sure coming home. And that's what I'm trying to do is like not get pre-order happy, if that makes sense. Mitchell says, I'm hoping Hot Toys will make an Artisan John Wick from the ballerina film. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think he'll have a glorified cameo in that, Mitchell, but I do think we get a Artisan Keanu Reeves. I've been hearing a lot, again, we didn't talk about it last week, but I've seen where there's like rumors that there might be, InArt might be doing some Keanu Reeves stuff. I don't know how much truth there's to that. I've just heard that through the message boards or whatever. And we're going to get a Keanu Reeves Artisan something. I'm hoping we get some Matrix stuff. I mean, I just want Matrix figures, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd love Point Break. Point Break and then him from Speed would be incredible. I'd love that. But stuff that I think we actually could get, I would love to see the Matrix. I really would. That would be incredible. And I know there's a Matrix Resurrections figure. I'm just talking about like a new 2.0 of the Trinity, Morpheus, Neo, and then Mr. Smith. That'd be incredible. Yagron 2 says the Winter Soldier was first exclusive since Darkseid Anakin, and I at least did not get it into my cart. Even I decided not getting it. I liked how the figure looked, but I'm okay missing out on it. And I see this happening, Lane. I see that this is going to become a thing this year where like I think more and more people are going to be okay missing out. Because I think that they're just going to see that like, look, and if you're somebody who's able to do this, like that is awesome. I'm happy for you. But I think a lot of people, all right, I'll just speak for myself. I can't even keep up with all the artisans. Like the artisan line in general is just getting very expensive, very fast. Plus all the InArt stuff. Caustic Plastic's about to do Rooted. Everybody's about to be going Rooted. figures are about to be going up 100, 150 bucks a piece, like if it's rooted in and all that stuff. So, you got to weigh that out, man. So I'm getting back to like where I'm almost preferring like just sculpted stuff. Unless it's like a big time character that I've always wanted, that I feel like once I get that, that's all I'll need of that character. So it's tough, man. It's tough. Clinton Martin says, do you have IG or something? I do, Clinton. I do have an Instagram. I believe it's Halia_figure. And I should start putting that in there. I'm horrible in Instagram. I don't do anything on there. You're not missing anything by not following me on Instagram. I really feel bad for people that follow me. I have no Instagram awareness whatsoever. Everybody's posting incredible stuff. I see so much good photography. A few of you guys are in the chat just doing incredible stuff. And I literally just post when a video comes out, which I don't like doing because it's almost like I'm just constantly just saying like, hey, here's another video. But I'm never on Instagram. And, if you've DM'd me or something and I haven't gotten back to you, I promise you, man, I know that this is just something that people say, but I really do mean it. I'm not on Instagram. I don't even get the notifications. I'm going to try to get better this year, but I don't know what to take pictures of. I don't want to I guess I could just take pictures of my stuff, but, I don't know. I'll find a way to use it. I'm just so focused on YouTube, like doing stuff for YouTube, that I kind of neglect it. So, but to answer your question, yes, I have an IG. I don't know why I just went on that rant, but yeah, I have one. Brad Cormack says, I got John Wick, Tech, and Thrawn in this week. I hope that I get a week or two of no more invoices. That's where I was, dude. I almost got sick of seeing the invoices. And again, I hate to be like that, but like, you order all these things and then they all come at once, and it's like you think you got them spread out. Again, you can check out one of my older streams. I know you've been in those, Brad, but I don't want to get on that again because I know I've talked about it a lot, and I don't want to seem ungrateful because I think it's awesome that there's so much stuff. It gives us a lot of fun stuff to talk about, and plus I don't have to buy it, so it's like it's a decision on my part. But it is what it is. Moose says his second collecting problem this week was he was 1,600 in the queue for Sideshow of Winter Soldier and couldn't secure either version. That's brutal. This would drive me insane. This would drive me crazy. Again, I accepted it because I was like 3,700 in the queue. And again, I know you're supposed to open up different tabs, different browsers, all that. I was at work, so the only hope I had was with my phone, and I was just not even close. But this would have been tough. Matthew Spar says, would you get an engineer for Prometheus if Hot Toys made one? Probably. I probably would. I actually think that figure would look really badass. So I probably would. I'm very excited to potentially maybe get an Andy from Romulus. But I don't, and I really want a Ripley 2.0. So we'll see what happens. I can't even get over how excited I am that they actually made a Reign Carradine figure. Like, I know that seems like, but I didn't really know if they were actually going to go through with it. And I'm like thrilled beyond belief that they did. Like thrilled. Because I thought that like there was a possibility just of the Xeno from that. So yeah, I'm hyped. But yes, to answer your question, I probably would pick that up, actually. That'd be a really cool figure, and one that I think they'd make once and then probably never make again. Moose says he had to buy Winter Soldier overseas. Yeah, I mean, that's what, I'm sure that's what a lot of people that missed out are having to do. Tucker says he now has 4 Hot Toys on pre-order. I have sculpted in-game Wanda, and I paid that one off. Artisan Black Widow, Deluxe Wolverine, and now Winter Soldier. A small but mighty list. Saving for this year. I am too, Tucker, and just by talking with you, I know you're a big Marvel fan like I am, and I have been collecting a lot more Marvel stuff. I've talked about this in the past. It's like that's that, and again, I got a lot of horror stuff that's coming out this year that I'm excited about. Again, man, it's tough when you collect a bunch of different IPs, but like just with Marvel this year, I think it's going to be an extremely exciting year. Not only for like the movies, the comics, the television shows, but also for the figures as well. Yagron 2 says, I was worse in order for Winter Soldier. I was about 963. I got the red notice each version. Oh, okay. So you're 1963rd in line. You got the red notice from the card. Yeah, I had that too, because I just wanted to try to get on the wait list as fast as I could. And I think I got on the wait list pretty fast. I don't know, man. Yeah, absolutely. Mitch Lawrence says a Neo from Matrix Reloaded would be my go-to. Same here. Same here. I would love the one from Reloaded. I'll take any version, but I would love that one from Reloaded where he's got like the long jacket. And I just love the Matrix, the trilogy. I was going to say franchise, but the Matrix trilogy, I'm a huge fan of. Yagar 2 says, I wish I had that few. I'm like 27 POs or something right now. Well, Lane, here's the thing, man. That like I just made a decision to stop I don't pre-order everything I plan on getting. Does that make sense? Like if it's an artisan or limited, I'm pre-ordering it. I wanted to pre-order like Rain and the Xenomorph and the T100 or the T800 and stuff just because that was like no brainer for sure coming home for me. And I also wanted to show, like, I don't know if this makes a difference, but I wanted to show Sideshow and Hot Toys, like, hey, like, I want more of this. So I'm going to pre-order this day one to show you how much I like this because I want to see more. Not that they probably look at that. Maybe they do. I don't know. But yeah, dude, I'm going to be way more selective this year. Way more selective this year, which is going to be very difficult because I think there's going to be a lot of great stuff coming out. Tucker says, I already know I want 9 figures this year, not including any surprises. The entire Fantastic Four team is going to make my wallet cry. Same here. I mean, trust me, I'm already thinking ahead to this as well because they're going to make them. And because I think Fantastic Four is going to be fantastic. But no, Tucker, I agree with you, man. It's you got to be thinking about that, man. Big Dog Pound wants the entire Fantastic Four team too. Everybody's going to want it because I'm telling you, I think that movie's going to crush it. I really do. I think that movie's going to crush it. Hannes Head says, I wonder what the tariffs will do to the price of Hot Toys in our. And this is a great topic that I have listen. I have no knowledge of this, so I'm not going to even pretend that I know anything about this, okay? I will just say this is definitely something that could affect the hobby for sure, that could affect a lot of things. But again, I'm not going to speak on it, Hannes Head, because I truly am like ignorant towards this. I have no idea how this stuff works. So I'll save I'll just let somebody else kind of discuss this. But yes, I'm wondering that as well. It is going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Lane says there are too many artisan figures per year. I think they should be doing just 5 or 6 a year to keep it special. I do too, but I think what's happening is that money talks, and I think that they're starting to understand that they can continue to sell us figures for $500 to, when you get all in shipping and everything, so $400 to $500. And I think it's kind of like the movie industry right now. The movie industry, they're making like just $300 million movies to make $1 billion. They're not making the $20 million movie. They're not making the $10 million movie to make $50 million. You know what I'm saying? They're making $300 million blockbusters to make $1 billion. That's the business model with the movie industry right now. That's why I always love horror movies. That's why horror is just, I feel like there's so many interesting stories being told on like every budget imaginable. And trust me, I love the big blockbuster movies. Don't get me wrong. I just think that there needs to be a variety. And that's how I feel like with figures as well and collectibles is like, yes, there should be top line artisan figures 100%. That's great. But I still want us to be getting those $270, which those have even, it rises all the prices, right? But I still want to see those $270 just regular, sculpted figures, which when you think about it, $270 is still a ton of money. So now it makes those $275 figures look way more appealing because you're seeing stuff going for $430, $440. And so again, man, it's like the small, medium, large at like McDonald's. It's like, you go ahead and get the large, you order the medium, but you go ahead and get the large because it's like in your mind, it's a better deal. Kind of a bad analogy because that's like $3 and this stuff's like $400. But I do think that this is something that I don't see them slowing down on this. I actually think they're going to double the output on this. And I think all these companies are seeing that they're going to just see how far they can push it with how expensive they can make this stuff. Like if they can start selling us $700 figures, they're going to. And so that's when it gets really tricky, man. And so, and again, this is just my opinion. I always say this, don't ever listen to, like, I'm just giving you my unfiltered opinion. I would talk to people that have been in this lane. You've been in this a long time, man. So I know that you probably have a better understanding of like what you can expect to come in 2025. But just from my perspective, I see this number doubling, and I see a lot more companies giving us this option. And so it's going to be very interesting to see, I've been saying it, Artisan's the new deluxe, and now the regular stuff is the new deluxe price. So I'm hoping I'm wrong, but that's the way it seems like it's going, man. So anytime I see like a Rain, I keep talking about Rain because that came out, that's like $265 or $270 or whatever it is. I'm hoping with like the Fantastic Four figures coming up this year, some of these other figures coming out this year, that we still get those 270 pieces. And I'm totally cool with having Artisans, but I wish we did have a sculpted version as well for people that don't really care about the Artisan, that just want the character. I think that's why people are a little upset with the Winter Soldier stuff, is like they're cool with it being like limited. But I also think that, I'll be honest, I just wanted the character. And I was more excited about the new material, the leather materials or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, the sculpt, the rooted hair looks great, but I just think that like I was more excited about just getting the updated Winter Soldier. And so this was one of the few times I was like, yeah, man, I kind of wish they had a sculpted option as well. But Matthew says, yeah, hopefully we get a Ripley 2.0 with Power Loader and Big Chap. Would be cool if we got some Hot Toys based off John Carpenter's The Thing. Watched it for the first time a few weeks ago. John Carpenter's The Thing is a fantastic film. Absolutely brilliant horror film. Absolutely brilliant. Wasn't appreciated at its time and is now considered one of the greatest horror films ever made. And I don't even think that's like up for debate. I think that that's like a grand consensus of like, this is one of the best horror films ever made. Mondo had the McCready. If Mondo's the only people that are going to make it, I'm just going to be purchasing for Mondo because they are doing stuff that I'm really interested in seeing it. Caustic, we're going to talk about the Jean-Claude Van Damme figure here in a little bit. Caustic's doing some really interesting stuff with a lot of IPs that aren't getting, I'm feeling more comfortable buying figures of stuff that I know won't get 2.0 or 3.0 or just made over again or a different variant. So I feel better, like, for instance, that Bloodsport Jean-Claude Van Damme figure that we're going to talk about today from Caustic Plastic. Absolutely coming home for me. And I don't know if we'll ever get that again. Like, that's legit. Like, I don't know if we'll ever get another one like that again. And if we do, it'll be a while. So those are where I'm kind of turning my focus to going into this year. And so, yeah. Valkyrie says, I was above 4,000 in the queue, and I was at worst using my iPhone, so I knew I wasn't getting the Winter Soldier either. Yeah, like I said, I just had to accept it. I was pretty bummed out about it, but it is what it is. Striker47 says, didn't secure the bag on that Winter Soldier, but waitlist converted for Spider-Man Deluxe Final Suit from No Way Home, so that's a win. Dude, that is a win. That's huge, Striker, and thanks so much for being here, Striker. Hope you're doing well, man. That's a great segue. Let's look at this poll one last time. We got 29 in the chat. Seriously, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Hit that thumbs up button if you wouldn't mind. And here's how the poll finished out with 30 votes. So thank you guys, man. Everybody participating in the poll, man. That's awesome, dude. Thank y'all for doing that. The poll was, were you able to pick up the Artisan Winter Soldier? And with 30 votes, 23% said yes, 40% said no, and 37% said wasn't interested. So there you go, man. That's a good like balanced number there. Seemed like a lot of people in this chat missed out, man. So I'm not alone. So I feel a lot better. We can all come together. We can talk about it. We can be there for one another. And that's what it's all about here on Casual Friday, baby. Big Rib says, my wallet is going to cry too for the Blitz Ghostbusters. See, I always forget about this. And then Calvin, low-key collector. Shout out to Calvin, by the way. He always, like, anytime we're talking about stuff and he pops into the chat, he'll always mention those Ghostbusters as well because he's a massive Ghostbusters fan. And I always laugh because I was like, yep, I forgot about those 4 figures that I've said I've wanted. So again, man, you think you got it under control and then you realize like, oh man, the whole Fantastic Four team. Oh man, Ghostbusters. Oh man. But yeah, Big Rip, thanks for the reminder, man. So there you go. There's 4 other ones that I'm really, really wanting. Big Dog Pound says, I'm hyped to buy V from Arcane. That's awesome, dude. I have not watched Arcane, but I've heard it's fantastic. Steve, Figures Plus Fandom, has said that it's great, so I need to watch it. But I'm hyped for you, man. That the figures look fantastic, so I definitely see what the art style on that show is great. Figures Plus Fandom, speaking of Steve, right here, Figures Plus Fandom says a lot of 2025 figs are already announced. We are pushing into 2026 with them now. Crazy. Yeah, this is a good point. So obviously the predictions yeah, like we're gonna make some predictions today, but obviously I'm making the stuff that's gonna be like announcements. So I'm predicting what's gonna be announced, and we're about to actually jump into that. And we're just gonna keep it chill, man. Like I'm not gonna pull up any graphics on this topic. I'm gonna put up a like maybe a poll or something, and I'm gonna ask a question to you guys, and we're literally gonna just talk about it in the chat, and we're gonna talk about what we think's gonna come. Hold that thought though. If you haven't put anything in the chat yet, wait a little bit. We're gonna kind of make that a segment, and I want to like start. We're gonna just keep up with the chat, but once we start talking about predictions, I want to hear everybody's predictions for again announcements. Like, what are we predicting that is going to be announced? You know what I'm saying? Collection says my GDM was trying to tell you that I think Caustic Plastic Classic Frankenstein is going up for pre-order in February. Hell yeah, Collection Obsession, dude. That's a guaranteed coming home. I cannot wait for this. I've been saying it before, man. I'm loving what Caustic Plastic is doing as a company with the IPs, and if their figures match what their prototypes look like, man, I'm gonna be enjoying it. And Collection Obsession, I don't know if you heard me earlier about like how bad I am with Instagram, dude. So I do apologize for not getting back to you on Instagram DM if you've been DMing me. I'm gonna try to get better at this. I'm gonna try. I don't even have the notifications on. I try not to be on my phone all the time, and I end up, I try, but it is what it is. MB Dice says I'd only go for the thing myself. No, I hear you. Keith Lee in the building. What's up, Keith? Hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for being here, dude. He says tariffs, man. I think this will give companies an excuse to raise prices and blame Trump / the government. I mean, that could be. You never know, man. Everything, who knows what could, who knows? Like I said earlier, Keith, I'm ignorant towards tariffs and all this stuff. I'll be the first to tell you I don't know much about it. So I'm not sure, man. Matthew Spar says, on the topic of horror, have you gone to any horror conventions, Justin? I absolutely have, man. We have one here in Texas called Texas Frightmare Weekend, which I'll be honest with you, it used to be incredible. It still is very good, Matthew. It's still very good. It's like the premier horror convention. It's one of the best horror conventions in the United States, in my opinion. Now, again, they obviously have March to Palooza, all this different stuff. I'm going to try to get out to one of these big ones this year, but this is a big one. And it used to be this convention used to be in a Marriott. It was like right by the airport. And dude, the whole thing was in a Marriott, and like they just used like the hotel as like, they had like the ballroom and all this different stuff. Everything was right there. It was like very intimate, dude. You were walking past. I remember walking past Tony Todd. I remember walking past Dario Argento, just in the lobby because they were just out there. Dario Argento was outside having a smoke with some people just talking. Just a number of people, like just horror icons just walking around. And that's what made it so special. And now, since it's grown so big because it's so popular now, they moved it to like a convention center, and it's still great. I mean, don't get me wrong. The convention center makes it like more like, you can walk around a little bit more, have more space, but there was something special about it when it was at that hotel because it just was more like you felt like it just felt more like I said, intimate, and you can kind of, spend more time. It was just cool, like just walking past people like in the lobby, and like everybody's kind of there. Now with the convention, it's so big, it's kind of like these bigger cons now where you got to like wait in lines for a long time. You got to be waiting in lines even to see the merch, which is great for Frightmare Weekend because it means they're selling more tickets, they're getting more people excited, and horror is growing. But I just love what it used to be, and I still go, but it's still a great convention. But it loses a little bit when it gets to these big convention centers. Y'all, if y'all been to cons, you know what I'm talking about. Like they're a blast, man, but they can be overwhelming at times. So, Toy Collector says, random, what poster is above House of Wax? This one right here is Happy Death Day, and this one is Happy Death Day 2. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with, like, if y'all collect physical media or not, but Scream Factory, if you don't know who they are, they're a boutique label that does like a lot of 4K and Blu-ray stuff. They do like collector's edition of a lot of horror films. And they did a Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 1 like special edition, collector's edition thing. I got like a box of pins that it came with. It also comes with these posters that are limited time, like if you order it in a certain amount of time. And so I'm just a huge fan of the Happy Death Day movies. I think they're like fun slasher movies, and so and I thought they looked kind of cool together. So I'm gonna start like interchanging these posters out throughout the year. So I'm excited to I'm finally getting a lot of my posters up. Starting to put up a lot of my horror stuff as well, which is really cool. But yeah, Happy Death Day. Moose says he don't think Sideshow had 2,000 Shield versions to sell. Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it might have been like 1,000. Moose, you thinking like 1,000? Yagron 2 says I just need a New Hope Leia Artisan, and I'll be super happy this year, or a Dark Side Anakin for Revenge of the Sith. Hey, that sounds cool too. That all sounds great, Lane. Lane also says, oh, they are no way slowing down. We probably will see minimum 12 artisan this year, maybe max 15. There you go. And I always tend to listen more to people that have been doing it longer. I like to, for fun, like give my predictions and stuff. But when it comes to this stuff, dude, like figures, 6 scale stuff, I'm always listening to what others are saying about it. Now, if we're talking about like movies and stuff like that, I have a little bit more, like I've been keeping up with that a lot longer. But yeah, dude, Lane, I think you're right on the money with this, man. I really do. We got Quan Harper in the building, man. What is up, Quan? Another guy I see in the chat all the time, and I really do appreciate it, Quan. Thank you so much for being here, dude. Saying what's up, how you figure. Nothing much, man. What is up with you, dude? Thank you so much for being here. Lane says, I think we're just going to see almost all artisans will should be a regular version. I am willing to bet there better be rooted than sculpted. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Tucker says, to me, 6,000 units for Black Widow was too much. And as much as I appreciate it, 3,000 total was not enough for Winter Soldier. There needs to be a happy medium here, like maybe 4,000, 5,000 units. Yeah, that's what's so weird about it is like, obviously the Winter Soldier was going to be a more popular character. Like that is the look for the Winter Soldier. Now, Black Widow, I'm with you, Tucker. Like I am hyped for that figure. That's one of the best prototypes I've ever seen. And I cannot wait to get that figure in. But that, I wouldn't say that now I'm not saying that's not the best look. Now there's an argument to be made like that's one of her best looks, but I don't know if that's like the look for Black Widow. The cool thing about that character is there's so many different looks. We're like, you know, I think it's just preference, but the Winter Soldier, like that is the Winter Soldier look. Like if you're going to have one Winter Soldier character in your collection, that's the one. And so I'm with you. I think that they probably could have had the Black Widow at 4,000 and they could have this Winter Soldier at 4,000. I think they would have sold out. I really do. I don't think they would have said at all. But, you know, I do get the part of collecting where like people want their collectibles to matter. I just have always been in the camp of like, and don't get me wrong, dude, I fall into like, ooh, it's limited. That's awesome, right? But I always feel like the stuff that's not intended to be limited and rare is way cooler. Like we saw that with Crosshair. It's like, no, like Crosshair wasn't like a limited, like, you know, it wasn't advertised as like limited. It's just, that was rare. That was like a rare piece. It's like, you know, getting a Ripley now is super expensive. Even though the figure is dated, still looks great. But the figure's dated, that's like a grail to people. But it wasn't like advertised as like, hey, it's limited to 2,000. So I've been collecting my whole life, man. And again, not 6 scale, but other stuff. And the stuff that has been the most rare in my collections and the most like meaning was stuff that was never advertised as like limited in any nature. So that's something to kind of think about as well. But I'm with you. I would have liked to have seen it about 4,000. Nick saying it pays off to be broke. There you go. With this is great. Now this is a great quote right here. Absolutely great quote. But what can you expect? Nick's Collectibles always dropping just wisdom everywhere he goes, man. Lade says, oh, if they did Aliens, Colonial Marines, Ripley, Alien Warrior, etc., I would be doomed. I truly see them doing a Ripley 2.0 and maybe a Big Chap, maybe. But I think for sure we're getting a Ripley 2.0. There's even rumors that we might get Ripley, a de-aged Ripley in the new Alien movie, the sequel to Romulus. Now, Fede Alvarez has come out and like vehemently denied that. But again, maybe, you know, that still doesn't mean it might not happen, but that's a rumor going around. Striker 47 says, I felt Hot Toys dropped the ball with just having an artisan for Winter Soldier and not adding sculpted to give collectors another option. It would have sold out as well. I do too. And I think that I do think that this is a strategy to have a few pieces that you miss out on, because I do think that now that we've missed out, say they come out with something else that's like 3,000 or 3,500. I don't know, man. I just think that sometimes like there has to be some type of strategy as to like, okay, we're going to do 2,000. We know we can sell 3,000 of these, but let's keep this one super limited because maybe we're going to come out with another version of Bucky. You know, we got the new Sebastian Stan head sculpt. Sebastian Stan's real big, right? You know, he's Oscar nominated, got nominated for an Oscar just recently. Got the Thunderbolts coming out, so that we will definitely see another version of Bucky come out. But again, this is the version. The Winter Soldier is the version. The only other one I could see people really getting into would be Civil War Bucky. I think that one people would be super, super hyped for, but it's still not the Winter Soldier, man. I mean, that the movie's named after him. You know what I mean? But yeah, great point here, Striker. Matthew says, I hope Mondo does a standard version of Batman Beyond. Went all in on 1994 Mondo Spider-Man line, so I had to skip Beyond. Yeah, dude, I was actually talking to X-Men Supreme and somebody else about the X-Men animated series line. Dude, I cannot decide which one I want. That Clayface figure from Batman looks fantastic as well. And it's just tough, man, because Mondo, they put that stuff out quick, too, so kudos to them. And yeah, dude, those become like big lines you got to collect, you know? So I hear you, man. I know you got to be selective with that. I feel your pain on that. Yeah, and Matthew says, hopefully they'll fix their QC issues. Yeah, their customer service is top notch, man. And I really am rooting for them because I really want to just see. I love the IPs they do. I think they do really interesting, fun IPs. Same with Caustic Plastic. I'm really liking that stuff, like getting some stuff we didn't think we'd necessarily get from other companies. So that's really cool. Matthew says that he went to Frightmare last year, met Kane Hodder, the Screamcast. Everyone wanted to see Matthew Lillard. Oh, dude, Matthew Lillard, I was there for when they brought him and gosh, I can't even think of his name, man. The guy who played Billy in the first one, Skeet Ulrich. And yeah, their lines were insane long. Absolutely insane. Because not only was he in Scream, which a lot of people were there for him for Scream, but yeah, Scooby-Doo. He was in 13 Ghosts. I mean, Matthew Lillard was crushing it there in the late 90s, early 2000s, man. Was in a lot of big horror movies, type of horror adjacent type movies. And Matthew also says Bruce Campbell is going to Frightmare this weekend. Hopefully he brings Sam Raimi with him. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of his brother, dude. The Raimi brother, I think it's Ted Raimi. He's up there all the damn time, which is cool. Because he's always like kind of in some of his. Figures Plus Fandom says, Justin, how do you feel about Chipotle and what is your go-to meal there? This is a hell of a question here. This seems so specific. Did I talk to you about Chipotle recently? This is so specific. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it, Steve. I love questions like this. And I'll just tell you what my go-to meal is. So here's the thing. It really depends on the occasion, right? Since I have a beard, I don't like stuff getting stuck in my beard while I'm eating. So if I'm eating at Chipotle, I'm getting a bowl with white rice, pinto beans. I used to be black beans, but now I'm getting pinto beans. Going with the chicken. If I'm feeling crazy, I'll do double chicken. And then I'll get like the cheese. I'll get like all 3 hot sauces on there. And then a side of guacamole. I always put the guacamole on the side. I like to kind of distribute it myself. Obviously some chips. But if I'm getting it to go or I'm going to like eat it, get it delivered or whatever, I'll get the burrito. Here's a little hack for you. You can get a free, if you order online, like, through DoorDash or maybe you order it through the website, you can get a free tortilla. I think maybe even it's even like 25 cents. So you can get the bowl, order the tortilla. The quesadillas are fantastic there. This has turned into an ad. I love Chipotle. This is so specific. I'm wondering if we've talked about that. Like, it just seems such a specific thing. I'm like trying to think, did I mention Chipotle today to someone? But yes, dude, that's my order. Valkyrie says steak quesadilla for him. Yagron 2 says, I finally brought Friday the 13th Blu-ray set from a year ago from Scream Factory. Great set. The Friday the 13th set is absolutely incredible. Even if they upgraded that to 4K, which they'll eventually do, I'm fine with the Blu-rays. I love that set. That's one of the best horror box sets they've ever made. Absolutely incredible. I love it. I'll show that off next stream. I love that set. Absolutely. Matthew says Chipotle is so good. I agree with you, Justin, and Figures and Fandom. They keep increasing the prices though. They aren't slick. Dude, Chipotle bowl is like $38. I mean, if you get that thing DoorDash, you're spending $38 on a Chipotle bowl. That's just real. Quan Harper says no beans for him or he's relegated to the couch. There you go. No beans for Quan. No beans for Quan. Chipotle is go to Christian's been playing Marvel Rivals, but he heard Chipotle because he's probably having this on his phone. He's like, I got to get in there. I got to get back in there. Yeah, prices have increased. They definitely have. Honest says, just picked up Mezco, Indiana Jones, and Major Tot. Comes with the Ark and the Sandbag and Golden Idol. Dude, that's so sick. I cannot wait for that Dial of Destiny Indiana Jones, baby. I can't wait. Can't wait to see what that looks like. That's gonna be an incredible figure, man. All right, we got through the chat, man. We got through the chat in an hour and 10 minutes. Now, granted, now listen, let's be real with one another. We got 23 in the chat here. I know we lost a few people on the intro today. Okay, I know a few people said, "Listen, Justin. I mean, I kind of, you're doing okay, but I can't. I don't. The intro didn't work for me. If the intro didn't work for you, I'm sorry that it didn't work for you. Again, man, for me on this channel, I like to try out some different stuff. I like to try out some different. I just like to get creative with it, man, and just try some different stuff. So again, man, I appreciate it if you're still here, even if you didn't dig the intro. If you did dig the intro, let me know. If you didn't, be gentle, but it's okay if you tell me you didn't. I get it. It was a little bit long, but I just thought it'd be cool to kind of get I kind of wanted to make this like a limited series, like the Future Chronicles, because we're going to be talking a lot about what's coming in the future. And so again, man, I'll probably be doing that some more. So just to give everybody a heads up. So again, man, if you think if you're into it, cool. If not, I totally get it. But I'm going to just keep trying out some different stuff. I kind of enjoy it. It kind of flexes a little bit of a different part of your brain. Like when you're trying to, when you're like create, because we do a lot of stuff. Like I do a lot of stuff where I'm just like commentating on stuff, right? And so doing like some cool stuff, like coming up with some different formats, coming up with some different ways to kind of have fun with the stream is something I'm always trying to accomplish. So that's a goal for me this year, actually, is to kind of just be doing more, more content. Hopefully it resonates with people. Hopefully. Cause again, when you make stuff, man, you always want people to enjoy it. But I think it's also something that, like I said, man, we'll see. If you've been following my channel, you've already seen we got a lot of different type of content. I'm sticking mainly. It seems like it's a lot of variety, which it is. Doing a lot of different, obviously movies, and we're still talking collectibles and stuff. So again, I'll find the formula in there somewhere. But if you're sticking with me through all this, man, or you're a new subscriber and you're kind of wondering, what is this channel? Like, what's going on? Like, we're talking about, I'll be honest with you, we're figuring it out. We're how you figuring it, okay? Because I'm trying, I love discussing movies. I love like that video where I just talked about Goosebumps. I really enjoyed that, but I also want to be, want to make sure other people are enjoying it as well. I mean, that's YouTube. Like if you're just making stuff for yourself, it's like, that's kind of and nobody else enjoys it. That's something that, you probably want to fix. But, we got 23 in the chat. Just want to throw it out there. I got a lot of different stuff on my channel. We're going to be doing a lot of, we're going to be doing more movie reviews, more movie content on the channel. And we're also going to be doing a lot of collectibles. The slogan for the channel right now is kind of like, watch the movies, collect the movies. That's how I kind of fit. That's kind of like the mission statement. And so I'm going to try to integrate that as best I can. So hopefully you're into both. If not, cool. No hard feelings. But I just want to always remind that to people that have subscribed to the channel. Because I notice sometimes I'll get subscribers from a video I posted maybe 4 months ago, which is amazing. Thank y'all. I just want to always kind of keep everybody up to date of like where the channel's going, that we're going to be trying some new stuff. Because again, I respect your time, man. There's a lot of great channels out there, and there's a lot of great people out there, and you could be spending your time with anybody. And there's a lot of channels that are doing great things. And so for you to even click on a video of mine or be here in any capacity, man, really means a lot to me. And I've said it before, I don't take it for granted whatsoever. So hopefully you're on the journey with me, man. And if so, man, I think it'll be worth it. I think it'll be worth it. I'm really going to continue to work hard on the channel and continue to hopefully bring something fun and unique and exciting. And that's the goal, at least. So, all right. So we're on to our first topic of the night. Let me check in with the chat real quick. Our first topic of the night. So if you've been waiting to talk about the first topic, an hour and 15 minutes in, we're about to talk about it. But this is what Casual Friday is, baby. This is what Casual Friday is. It's just us hanging out, having a space to talk about stuff and just hang out, man. And hopefully the vibes are high tonight for everybody. Christian says he's playing Winter Soldier on Marvel Rivals. That dude, his ultimate dude just drives me insane. Especially if you have Loki, because he can just use the Loki clones to keep powering up his ultimate, and it's brutal. So I always feel bad when I'm playing Loki against him. I'll let everybody just read this one. Oh my gosh, that's a good one, dude. Quad says he missed the intro. I'll have to watch on the replay. Yeah, it's a journey, man. It's a journey. It's like a 5-minute intro, Quan. And again, I just had some fun with it. I filmed it today. I kind of got off work and I was like, dude, let's do something different. Let's do something different. Let's have a little fun with it. And yeah, man. So Honest Answer says the Mezco Beetlejuice is crazy, dude. I'm telling you, the Mezco line, dude. I can't even get into that stuff either, because that stuff looks so good that I just know as soon as I buy one, it's gonna be like, ooh, this is cool. Striker 47 says people thought the queue system for the Winter Soldier was bad. Get ready if Hot Toys makes a Red Hulk exclusive. Yeah, dude, that's gonna be wild, bro. That's gonna be wild, Striker. That just stressed me out a little bit hearing about this, dude. MB Dyson says it's not the intro that I didn't dig, it's the tidal wave of figures that made me want to quit. Yes. Okay, MB Dyson, you're back, bro. I thought I lost you as a sub, bro. I thought you said I'm done. And I'll be honest with you, man. I can kind of play it off, be like, all right, man, if it's not for you, cool. But dude, that hurt. I was like, dang, dude, MB Dyson's gone. And I'm a big MB Dyson guy. You know that, MB Dyson. But this means a lot to me, MB Dyson. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Big Rib says, imagine the queue for the Artisan DS Anakin. Oh my God, I'm missing work for the next one. Figures. Yeah, dude. I didn't mean it. So Big Rib, I apologize for that. I wasn't trying to overlook this, dude. Let me read this again, because I imagine the queue for the Artisan DS Anakin. So yes, I don't have experience. I thought you were talking about you were just saying the one before was horrible, and I didn't have any experience with that. But yes, if they do this one, man, there's a few that I would have to probably just take a half day or an extended lunch. And I'm not saying Winter Soldier wasn't that. It's just the way the day unfolded. I couldn't get away from work. I had to miss a day of work already this week because I had to have a little bit of a dental procedure. And yeah. And so I couldn't, I felt like I couldn't miss another day this week. And so, I'm not saying Winter Soldier wasn't worth it, but there will be a figure that comes out that will be worth it for sure. Figures Phantom says it's specific because I was eating a second Chipotle burrito just now. Hell yeah, dude. Burrito bowl, 2 tortillas on the side to make my own burrito. Best value in the game. Yeah, absolutely. So you already know about it. You already know about the burrito on the side, Steve. Absolutely, bro. Dude, I'm kind of pissed off that you ate Chipotle. You had to let everybody know you're having Chipotle. Everybody now is hungry. And then you're just enjoying 2 burritos. Now I'm thinking about Chipotle the whole night. And there's nothing I can do at 11 o'clock at night. They're closed. So, good for you, man. You won. You won in life, man, didn't you? Nah, this is good. I knew it was specific for a reason. I was like, dude, why is he asking me directly about Chipotle? Have I told him that I love Chipotle? We got high on figures in the building. Let's go. He says, hey, Brop. Hey, Rob. Oh. It says, hey, bro. There you go, High on Figures. What's up, man? New channel, High on Figures. If you remember the plot twist, I won't give it away. I'll let High on Figures keep you guessing. But I didn't realize this was a double, like not a double channel, but like a new channel from somebody who's always in the chat, always a supporter of my stream and my channel. I'll let him save the reveal if you weren't there for last week. But man, what a reveal it was, man. High on Figures, thanks for being here, man. Love the name, love that you're here, bro, and hope you're doing well. Big Rib says that he thinks Steve is busy playing with your tech. Yeah, Steve unboxed the tech today, man. Great. I haven't got a chance to watch it, but I know that him and Graham and a few others have finally gotten tech in, so really happy for you guys, man. MB Dice says, all love, Justin. Appreciate you, MB Dice. You know I do, man. I appreciate you. High on Figure says, the man of the hour, Justin. Thanks, man. Plot twist. Yeah. It's the plot twist, man. All right, 21 still in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button. We're getting into our first topic, and we're just going to keep it. No graphics for this one. I know we've had figures come out. I know we've done that, man. But again, this is the Future Chronicles, man. I want to talk about the future. I want to talk about what's in store for this year. And today we're focusing mainly on the figures. We'll talk about movies, obviously, because when we talk about these figures, we're going to be talking about, we've already talked about the new Fantastic Four film that's going to get some figures, right? I want to know, and you guys just start throwing them in the comments. Let's have a conversation all together. I just want to know, what is the big, what has not been announced yet? And don't pick, like let's do this. Obviously, we're probably going to get, like we talked about Red Hulk, okay? There's a good chance we get a Red Hulk. There's a good chance we get, a Fantastic Four, a Thunderbolts. Let's think outside the box a little bit. Let's think outside the box, and let's really think about what is something that hasn't been announced or even like teased or anything that y'all could honestly see being an announcement this year that could be equivalent to, like, I'm trying to think of something that kind of came out of, I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but like, a lot of people had been wanting Revan for a long time. A lot of people were wanting that Grievous for a long time, right? Just speaking on Star Wars, a lot of people, Black Widow from Iron Man 2, like those were kind of surprises of like, whoa. So what is, and again, I'm missing out on a few. The Jack Sparrow. I don't think people were anticipating that we're going to get that Artisan Jack Sparrow when that dropped. So what's something, my question for you guys in the chat on Casual Friday, episode 18, thinking about the Future Chronicles, baby. What are we thinking? Give me a few figures that you think are going to get announced this year that we will have to look forward to for 2026 and beyond. What do you think is getting announced this year? You've already heard me kind of say, I definitely think, I'll just kick us off here while I'm waiting on you guys for the comments to roll, and then we're going to look at the comments and talk about all of them. I have a few in mind. So let's start with Hot Toys. Okay, so with Hot Toys, I definitely think we're going to get I'm going to go ahead and say I definitely think we get a Chris Hemsworth Thor from either the original Avengers or Age of Ultron. I think it'll be branded as such. I think it'll be branded as Avengers. I wouldn't be shocked if it's, damn, dude, they could give us the Dark World Artisan. But I strongly believe we're going to get a Chris Hemsworth Thor. And I actually think we're going to get a Hawkeye this year. I really think we're going to get a Jeremy Renner Hawkeye announcement at some point this year. I really, really do. I think they're eventually going to, and this isn't really a big prediction because I think a lot of people are predicting this, but 2012 Avengers, the original 2012 Avengers, you can even throw Nick Fury in there. I'd love to see that. Maria Hill maybe. But those original 6, I think, are all going to get the artisan treatment at some point. I just don't know if it's going to be from the Avengers or if it's going to be from like Iron Man 3 or if it's going to be from Captain America Civil War. But that's a big prediction this year that I think is definitely going to happen. Is I'm definitely thinking I just really feel like we're going to get a Thor artisan drop for sure. I really, really do. And again, if I had to guess, I'm thinking it's going to be Avengers 2012, but I could very, very likely see it being Age of Ultron as well. So that's what I'll start with. I have a few other ones, but let's see. I don't want to take up all the time. Let me see what everybody else says. Again, if you're just joining us, we're predicting what big announcement this year, what's a few big announcements this year that Hot Toys will announce this year that will be a big announcement that we're all getting hyped for, that we're getting on stream talking about. Again, at this point, earliest it'll come out as 2026 and beyond. But what do y'all think is y'all's predictions for these announcements? So Hodor317, what's up, Hodor? Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure having you in the chat. He says Ventress, so this is a great one. This is a great one right here from Hodor, kicking us off, man. This is what I love about you guys, man. With no graphics, nothing. I just asked you, like, y'all are already on point, man. This would be amazing. I would love to see a Ventress. Like, this one would get me hyped. Because I kind of passed on a lot of the ones like Revan, Starkiller. I passed on those. I had to pass on those. I'm trying to collect more of like specific characters from Star Wars right now because I just know I can kind of lose myself and get in a lot of Star Wars. Ventress would be one that I just think would look absolutely brilliant. And so this is a great one to kick us off, man. So Hodor, one of his predictions is Ventress. Hound Figure says, I'm going into the Batman 66 line, so I'm hoping we get something crazy like Batman and Robin 2.0 for the Hot Toys 66 Batmobile for the 7th anniversary thing. That would be sick, dude. This is something that I think this is a big prediction here, because if we do get some Batman 66, man, I am interested to see how well these would sell. Like, would these be just releases, or do you think these would be like limited drops? That would be the question I have. I think they would sell pretty well, to be honest with you. I think they'd sell really well, actually. But I am interested to see. We finally got Clooney Batman and stuff from Batman and Robin. So this would be, I know that Batman's always going to have some great announcements and releases. So I'm definitely, this is a great one, Han Figures. Great one. Hannes Hansel says a Hondo Comic Hulk 89 Joker. This would be sick. I think the 89 Joker, man, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what's going on with the Jack Nicholson likeness stuff, right? If we don't get the 89 Joker this year, I'm wondering if we'll ever get it again. I know how crazy that sounds to just be like, man, we're never going to get it. All I'm saying is, like, this would be the year you would think to bring it out or to make the announcement. Like, this would be a big year. There's no Batman movies coming out this year. We're still waiting on Matt Reeves' Batman to, I don't even know if they started filming that one yet. James Gunn's DC has not began anything with Batman yet. So Hot Toys knows Batman sells, knows Batman sells really well. If they could somehow figure out a way to get that Jack Nicholson likeness again and just bring out just an absolute grail of a figure, this 89 Joker would be one of the best selling Hot Toys of all time, in my opinion. No, not even a question about it. Not even a question about it, man. So Hannes Hansel, great answer. And a Hondo Comic Hulk would be insane. I definitely think we're getting a Hulk in some capacity. Steve says that we are going to get a young Indiana Jones. I'm all for this. This is another prediction that I was going to make as well. I do think we're getting this as well, not only because the Dial of Destiny is coming out. I think they're taking their time with it, but I also think they're prototyping a young Indiana Jones. The game has been pretty successful, the newer game that just came out, and I think Harrison Ford he loves that character, and I think he would love to see that. I know they did one with Dial of Destiny, but I definitely think you saw how they did with Han Solo. They gave us the older Han from The Force Awakens, and then they gave us, Return of the Jedi Han. I think we do get this. I would love to see any of them. I would prefer to see, either Raiders of the Lost Ark or Temple of Doom. Those would be my choices. I mean, I love Last Crusade, don't get me wrong, but like, I would love to see him from one of those movies. But we will see. Tucker All says 2.0s of the 2012 Avengers. Diecast Ultron. That would be so sick, man. Winter Soldier, Nick Fury, and Black Widow. Artisan Captain Marvel. Just name a few. Hell yeah, dude. This would be sick. I would love to see a diecast Ultron. And dude, I'm just telling you right now. First off, I like Age of Ultron. I'm just going to put that out there. I love Age of Ultron. Okay. But I'm just going to tell you, man. The first trailer for Age of Ultron was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. I mean, that was such a sick trailer, man. I don't know if anybody else remembers that trailer. I'm sure you do, but that was such a sick trailer. Ultron didn't turn out the way I thought he would based on the trailer, but I really like James Spader's voice performance in that movie. I think Ultron was sick. I hated that we only got him for one movie. I mean, I understand it, but I kind of hate him. I feel like that villain could have had more going. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of that, man. So great one, Tucker. Great one. Big Dog Pound with a great one right here. Artisan Queen Amidala. That would be incredible. We've talked about this. We've talked about this Big Dog Pound. Like, I would love to see it. I would love to see it, man. We've talked about it with like the Phantom Menace anniversary, all this different stuff. This would be a great one. Hodor says they need to do a Cal Kestis. I know a lot of people want the Cal Kestis. A lot of people, Hodor. So this one would be interesting to see if we get that one for sure. Big Rib agrees that Ventress is a good one. Tucker Hall saying Infinity War Endgame Falcon makes sense. I'd like to think they'll reuse the new Anthony Mackie sculpt for Brave New World, and Civil War Falcon is a grail for many. Yeah, 100%. I'd be totally interested in this as well. There's not much from the original, like the early phase MCU stuff that I would not be on board for. There's not much that I would not be on board for. So that's the exciting and the scary thing is I feel like I'd be all in on a lot of these, dude. We got Dirty South 009. What is up, dude? Thank you so much for being here, man. Hope you're doing well. Really appreciate you being back in the chat tonight. He says, I was lucky tonight. Got waitlisted on Artisan Wanda. So excited. Maybe sleeping on the couch, but she is coming home. Dude, that is so awesome, man. So are you saying, hold up, Dirty South, are you saying that you had an opportunity to get waitlisted, or did your waitlist convert, dude? Because, dude, if your waitlist converted, dude, that is a massive win. Massive. Clinton Martin says Darth Nihilus, Cal Kestis, any legend Star Wars figures. 100%, Clinton. I think they are going to continue to give us legends. 100%. I totally agree with you on this. 100% agree with you, Clinton. Legends was such a cool event last year. And even though I didn't pre-order any of those, the Dark Side event was such a cool event. Like, I really had fun with that one. Like, you know, that was one of the first events. You know, I just started the channel. That was like one of the first events that were like really big that was coming out, man. We had something to talk about like almost every day. And, you know. Valkyrie says he needs Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. You and me both, bro. You and me both. Absolutely need it. Striker says, Princess Leia, New Hope, Austin. Hold on. Okay, Princess Leia, New Hope, Teenage Omega Harley Quinn from the first Suicide Squad. Oh, okay, hold on. Teenage Omega, Harley Quinn from the first Suicide Squad, 2022 Batmobile for the Batman. Yeah, those are all good ones, dude. I'm interested to see if we get that Harley Quinn from the first Suicide Squad, man. That one's going to be interesting. I'm definitely interested. New Hope Leia, I think, is a high possibility. I definitely think we get some Artisan Leia action going. I would think. But then again, you just never know, man. They're just so random with it. So I don't know. But these are really good, man. Quan says, I love the first trailer for Age of Ultron. I love the first trailer for Age of Ultron. Too bad they toned Ultron down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. He was singing that like song from Pinocchio or whatever. He's like, got no strings on me. Like in the movie that it's kind of played playful, but in this, dude, it's played like sinister. And dude, just the reveal of him in the trailer and just the different shots, cutting to the different shots of that dude. I loved that first trailer, man. That first trailer of Age of Ultron was like, I was getting like, you know, Empire Strikes Back vibes, you know, because they just were successful with Avengers. You were getting that Empire Strikes Back vibe where it's like, oh, damn, dude, Ultron's going to like just kick, you know, it's going to win. Like, this is going to like dominate the Avengers, man. Great trailer, though, bro. Great trailer. Quan Harper says second sister would be so cool. Yeah, dude, that would be very cool. I would like to see this as well. Definitely would like to see this as well. Tucker All says Spader will return as Ultron for Vision Quest on Disney. Hell yeah, dude. Next year, so maybe a diecast Ultron would be made to hype up the series next year. I would love a diecast Ultron. I want to just see more villains in general, man. I think, again, I love collecting the heroes and all that stuff, but villains, man, those are the ones that like really don't get made a lot. So that's always exciting when we start getting some villains. And Dirty South's waitlist conversion. Hell yeah, dude. Congratulations, bro. That is amazing, man. That is amazing. Big Rip said comic version of Bane. That would be sick too, man. Like a big hulking Bane would be absolutely sick, man. Yeah. All right, so we got all of the different ones. So we had a lot of back and forth there. We had a lot of great announcements, predictions there. So if you have any more announcement predictions, if you're just joining us, we're just talking about the future this episode. We're just talking about what we think might get announced this year that will be pre-ordered this year, won't be till 2026 or beyond when we get it, but what is some other ones that we think we might get? So another one I think we might actually get, another prediction I'll make is, we got the Force Awakens 10-year anniversary this year. I've been saying for a while, and I'm going to stand by this. I don't want to say it's going to be Artisan. I think it is going to be Artisan, but I definitely think we're getting another Kylo for sure. Like if I had to put my money on one character, Kylo and Rey, I also do think, man, we potentially get a Finn and we potentially get a Poe Dameron. And I know that the figures from the original trilogy the sequel trilogy did not sell well. I get it. But Force Awakens, I still think has some goodwill with fans. Like you might not love the sequel trilogy, I get it, but everybody remembers the hype for Force Awakens. And for the most part, man, Force Awakens was like pretty widely like accepted. Like people were like, okay, this is pretty good. Like, I personally loved it. I really did. Now the sequels, not so much, but I definitely see us getting, now again, I'm not going to say that they're going to give us all this for the 10th anniversary because they always disappoint with like the anniversary stuff, in my opinion. And that's not a direct like thing to Hot Toys. I'm just saying like we always think we're going to get like 15 figures from like, it's the 10th anniversary, it's the 15th anniversary of this or whatever. But I do think that we get a Rey and a Kylo. I think it's time. I think those are two like massive Star Wars characters. I think both characters would sell extremely well. And especially Kylo. I think that anytime you got like a Sith, you got like a villain, somebody that you could put with the Empire collection or whatever you want to call it, whatever piece of Star Wars you want to call it. Now we could get a Ben Solo. I don't know, man. Maybe they go Ben Solo. But regardless, I definitely think that it's time for an update to Kylo and Rey. I think that with them going all out with that Oscar Isaac head sculpt, I personally think we're getting Poe Dameron, but I could be wrong. But I definitely think they're going to use that Oscar Isaac sculpt for something else. And then I just keep thinking about that tease they had during that event, and they just randomly had Finn in the Stormtrooper outfit there. And I don't know, man. I just think that I think it is going to be. If you're a fan of Force Awakens, I think there's going to be some cool announcements this year. So I'm looking forward to that because I am a fan of Force Awakens, and I want to see those. So those are other predictions. I don't think those are like big time predictions. I think a lot of people are probably predicting that. One out of left field that I would probably say that like we're not expecting whatsoever would be, I'm trying to think of something that's not going to be Marvel, DC, or Star Wars. And I've already said Ripley. I mean, what would absolutely be an absolute just... I think that everybody would just like applaud, and it would be a crazy, crazy announcement that would like just be one of the coolest announcements that I've been a part of. They're doing some new, T-800 with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got Arnold. What if we got a Dutch? What if we got a Dutch, man? What if we got a Dutch? Again, Sly Stallone has got the Sly Stallone shop. So we're getting a lot of cool stuff from Sly and Stallone shop. And they're going to go all in on the Rocky stuff, it looks like. Maybe some Rambo. But we don't have that with Arnold. And for some reason, I called him Arnold Schwartz earlier. Called him Arnold Schwartz. But no, but with Arnold, the thing with Arnold is this, man. That's a one-name guy. That's why, because Arnold, like you just say Arnold, people know exactly what you're talking about. They might think, hey, Arnold. When you say Arnold, you know what you're talking about. You say Sly, they kind of know what you're talking about. Those are like those one-name actors. Denzel. One-name guys, And so we need to see more Arnold, man. Because here's the thing. Caustic is doing Jean-Claude Van Damme Bloodsport, which to me is a 10 out of 10 announcement. Cannot wait to get my hands on it. I am in love with that announcement, with that pre-order. Hot Toys is making some T-800, some T-1000, some Terminator, baby. Let's get some Dutch going, dude. Let's get some Dutch going. Hell, let's get some Kindergarten Cop. Let's get some Kindergarten Cop going. I'll take it. But what I realistically think is going to happen, I do think that there's a potential for a Dutch. I do think that that's going to be my big prediction this year, is we are going to get a Dutch announcement. I think it makes a lot of sense. I really do. The stuff they're doing with the new bodies. You know, I just unboxed the Bane. I don't know if y'all can see it. Finally got Bane in here. Why can't I do this? What is going on? Everything's in reverse. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. The body on the Bane is so incredible. Like just everything about it is so good. I just think that it is the perfect time to do some Arnold, man. We got Caustic Plastic doing Conan. Hot Toys has shown that, like, if they have an opportunity to do a similar character, or maybe the same actor or something, they'll do it. So I do think Predator, we got a lot of Predator stuff coming this year, man. We got a new Predator film. We got a new Predator series. We have a new Alien series. So Alien Predator fans are about to eat good, because I'm telling you, they're about to be coming out with a lot more stuff. I think it is a perfect time to get a Dutch from the original Predator. I think it's happening, using that new body, whatever material that is. You guys probably know it more than I do, but using that new body, man, new sculpt, new paint applications. I think that is my big prediction for this year, is that we get a Dutch announcement. Dutch 2.0. All right, let's see what everybody else has to say. Yagar 2 says he ended up returning his Revan. I was very underwhelmed by how the figure came out. I didn't even get it out of the box. Star Killer came out just so much better. Interesting, man. I've heard a lot of people say they love that Revan, so I hate that you didn't enjoy it, man. I hate that you didn't enjoy it. Dirty South 009 says Artisan John Wick. That's a great one. I definitely could see this happening, dude. Great one. Yagar 2 says, man, when they said Age of Ultron, I was like the whole country getting wiped out and getting that famous scene where Thor goes Ultron. We would have words with I mean, they set it up like he was going to be an absolutely insane villain. And I think that I would have liked to have seen him. I think they could have done a little bit more with him. I still liked Age of Ultron, but I do think, hindsight being 2020, there's a little bit more they could have done with the villain. But I still think he was a memorable villain, and yeah. And Matthew Esparza, like, literally, like, as soon as I said, I think this was a few minutes ago, so maybe I think we're on the same wavelength, Matthew, because he said, have they ever made Dutch for Predator? There you go. Now I know how this looks. This looks like Matthew said it, and I just took credit for what he said. I honestly think that I said it before this came out, but there is a slight possibility that I peeked at the chat and saw Matthew Esparza say this, and then just say, hey, that's a hell of an idea. So I know that's how it looks. And I'm not going to say that didn't happen. But that is something that I was going to talk about today. But now it looks like Matthew Esparza came up with it first. So if we do get a Dutch from Predator, Matthew Esparza would have called it. I think we got to give it to Matthew on this. I really, really do. So Matthew, I think with you saying it as well, dude, I think we can talk it into existence. I really am excited, bro. I think we should get it. And that would just be an incredible announcement, man. It really, really would. We got the Frank Knight Rises in the building. Frank Knight, if you have commented already and I have not said hello, I really do apologize. But if this is the first time I've seen your name over the chat, so if you said something earlier, I apologize. But first off, thank you so much for being here, dude. And he says, and second off, I'm going to answer your question. He says, have you gotten any Stormtroopers? The answer is no. Just got some New Hope ones. It was a little tough deciding between Rogue One and New Hope. They got to re-release those. Return of the Jedi Trooper Sting. The one I really want, man, is... You know, I've talked about this with Steve on his show. This was months ago, probably. Or maybe me and him were just having a conversation. I can't remember. But we were kind of talking about what our favorite design for a trooper was. And I've always been a huge fan of the Scout Trooper. I just love the Scout Trooper. There's something about them. I don't know what it is about them. I just love the look. It's just, it doesn't hurt that Return of the Jedi. I love that movie. So, like, you know, I just love that whole scene with this, you know, and again, Mandalorian had a great scene with the Scout Troopers as well. I just always loved that design because I felt like you could see, like, the movements of a Scout Trooper to me felt like human, and it felt more like guys who were just like clocking into work. They have like movements of like, these guys don't really even want to go to work.
Like the other troopers, they're like just constantly going from point A to point B, getting called to do this, this, and this. Scout troopers almost have like more of like freedom, and it's like they got to fill their day up with other stuff. And that's what was so brilliant about that scene in Mandalorian where those two scout troopers are talking back and forth, is like that's the conversations that like scout troopers are probably having. There's probably a lot of their day they don't see nothing, and then when they do, and I just love the design. So if I do get stormtroopers, I think a scout trooper would be my first one. Obviously the OG stormtrooper is the stormtrooper. Like that's something that even people that don't watch Star Wars even recognize from Star Wars. So yeah, dude, Frank Knight, great question. And I'm happy for you that you got some New Hope ones, man. And that'd be great if they made some new ones. Dirty South 009 says, how about any figures from 80s Total Recall? I would love that, dude. I would love some Total Recall. I would love anything from 80s and 90s action films. I think that's why I'm so hyped for that Bloodsport figure. And we're going to look at that. Like, we're not going to look at a ton of stuff because, like, that might be the one thing we, like, really look at today. Like, this is really just, like, a chill, like, we're making predictions type of stream for figures. And then next week, for the second part of Future Chronicles, we're going to talk, it's going to be more geared towards, like, the movies and stuff. And other collectibles as well. But this is mainly about 6 scale, like what we're thinking we're going to get today or this year. But I would love to see more 80s and 90s action stuff. I really, really would. I think there's a huge market for that. I think a lot of people would love to see, especially these characters, man. Like Arnold, Sly, Van Damme, Norris, Seagal, you know, I mean, you know, Jet Li, you know, like just legends, man, you know, like just guys who are just making so many. And the reason I put Jet Li in there, man, is because like, you know, back when you were renting movies on DVD, you know, VHS, all this stuff, dude, you would just see like a random, like all these guys, man, like, you know, all these guys from, I remember Jet Li. What was that one Jet Li was in? Was he in one with like DMX? I can't remember the name of that movie, man. There's a movie where it was like him and DMX, I think. That wasn't Cradle to the Grave, was it? I'm making this more dramatic than it needs to be. I'm at a computer. I could look this up, but I'm not going to. JB, what is up, dude? He says Last Action Hero. This would be sick, JB. This would be sick. That'd be an insane figure. That'd be so cool. I would love that. That would be an amazing announcement, man. Matthew Spar says, what about a Dylan from Predator? This would be really sick too, Matthew. I would love to see this as well, dude. I would love to see, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace to Carl Weathers. I would love to see this. I would love to see an Apollo Creed. And I could see this, Matthew. I could see this, but I definitely think that our best bet is getting a Dutch. Christian says he has his last payment for Bane next week. Hell yeah, dude. You're going to love it. Incredible, incredible piece. Incredible. Valkyrie says you'll love it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Clint Martin tells JB he thinks Last Action Hero is an underrated movie. You could have the villain with swap out hours. Yeah, I think that Last Action Hero was ahead of its time is the problem. Last Action Hero is not a bad movie whatsoever. Last Action Hero was ahead of its time. And if it came out before all the meta stuff came out, you know, like that was just that movie was so meta that like, I don't think the world was ready for that yet. And so it was just ahead of its time, man. But looking back, dude, that is such a fun movie and such an ingenious idea that I still have a lot of fun with that movie. It's got its flaws, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot to love about that movie, man. And I just think it was a little bit ahead of its time, man. I think if it would have came out maybe 10 years after that, it would have absolutely crushed. It didn't help that movie, like, it just the whirlwind of like when it was released, all the behind the scenes, there's a whole bunch of stuff. If y'all want to learn more about that, man, that's like, there's so much insane, like behind the scenes stuff with that. There's so much, that summer, there was so much stuff coming out, and it was just a perfect storm of stuff why that movie kind of failed. Tucker also says, this might be a hot take, but I really hope they redo the 2012 Avengers first before Age of Ultron. That's not a hot take at all. That's what I want. I 100% want the 2012 Avengers before anything Marvel, like anything that they're going to do Marvel, like that they're going to revisit. This is what I want for sure, Tucker. So again, I'm not trying to like be rude. I just meant like, to me, that's not a hot take because I agree with you. Like that's my take as well. I'd much rather have 2012 Avengers, but I do love the Age of Ultron stuff as well. But I love that original 6 from the first Avengers. Love it. Jogron says we need a Turbo Man Arnold. There you go. There's another one. There's another one that we could do. Lane says I finally unboxed this. I finally unboxed this week the Death Trooper zombie. This figure is so detailed, and the zombie head sculpt was so good. Yeah, dude. I'm not picking that one up, but that one. It's nice to hear you like that one, man. That one sounds sick, dude. That one sounds sick. Fright Night Rider says Scout Troopers look a little like Ghostface to me. Definitely need one as well. Yeah, that's a good point, man. They actually kind of do, man. That's a great point, Frank Knight. Absolutely. Clint Martin. Yeah, dude, we got to get this character. If you haven't seen anybody that hasn't seen Total Recall, Clinton is now going to go watch it tonight. They're like, wait a minute, what? What's in that movie? Total Recall. Let me just tell you something. If you haven't seen Total Recall yet, and you're in the chat and you're like, dude, I don't want to be like, okay, if you're, but I'll just say if it's definitely got some 80s cheese in it. Okay. So just know that it's like an 80s movie. So some of it's going to feel dated. It's going to feel a little cheesy at times. Okay. But if you know nothing about Total Recall and you stream it tonight or stream it tomorrow or over the weekend, you wouldn't be able to even guess where this movie goes in the third act. Like, it is like such a bizarre switch up of like everything you've seen in the third act. Just, it's such a weird, bizarre hidden gem. I don't even want to say hidden gem. It was like a hit, but like, it's just such a fun, like wild movie, man, that I just wish they would make more of that stuff today. I just really do. And Clint Martin says it was Cradle to Grave. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. I thought I was right. I truly didn't look that up. I tried to figure that out myself before I asked Google. Dylan, you son of a... I love that, dude. Just the 2 biceps, bro. Just absolute monster biceps, bro. We got to get a Dutch, man. Absolutely. Big Rib says a Kindergarten Cop. Come on, Big Rib. You come on. Kindergarten Cop is an absolute goated movie, bro. Kindergarten Cop is so good, Big Rib. Come on now, man. Come on. Matthew Sparks says, this has probably been said before, but really surprised we haven't seen the Last of Us TV show figures. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's a very good point. I know a lot of people are going to be using the Kalen Spinney Rain figure. They're getting multiples because they're going to make customs of Ellie. And then I think they're just going to use, obviously, that, we've seen some Joel, like third-party Joel, or, you can use that head sculpt from The Mandalorian to make a Joel. But I definitely think these would sell pretty well, especially with season 2 coming out. I think it's, it's one of those shows, man, that definitely people would be interested in collecting for sure. Tucker also says, I know we're not necessarily talking about the new movie, but do you think they'll do an artisan Yelena from Thunderbolts, at least alongside a regular version? Well, that's the beauty about this show, Tucker, is we can, even if we're not talking about something, we talked about Chipotle already, bro. So this is a great question, Tucker. No problem whatsoever with it being we weren't talking about, because now we are. Yes, I 100% think we're getting a Yelena from the new movie. I actually think Thunderbolts is going to be a surprise hit this year. I actually think Thunderbolts is going to be very good. I really think that people are wanting to get back into Marvel. People that maybe left after Endgame, like the hardcore people, like, the people like us, man, the hardcore fans of like these IPs, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, whatever, we're always going to be here. Like, we're at least going to watch it out of curiosity or like engage in conversations. But I think that Marvel needs to get back. And again, as wild as it sounds, because normally I'm the exact opposite, because I'm like, hey, really make a great movie for, this type of fan. Like really somebody who loves the lore, all this stuff, right? But I think that getting the general public, like people that are just like casual Friday, casual fans of Marvel that enjoyed the Marvel films because they were casually fans of it and they were just like, hey, this is cool. People that don't have to, like, I think Thunderbolts could exceed expectations, because I think that there's such likable cast members in that, and people and actors that people recognize from other stuff. And if they're smart, they would really market it as that. They really almost need to market it as if it's not a comic book movie. As weird as that sounds, I know it's going to be very difficult, but really push the cast on that. Like, you really just want to push David Harbour You really want to push Florence Pugh. You really want to push Wyatt Russell, and obviously Sebastian Stan, who had a hell of a year last year. Oscar nominated, got 2 Gold Globe nominations for 2 roles this year. So if they continue to do that, I think that this could be a sleeper hit this year. Again, I know it's Marvel, so like it's impossible for Marvel to be an underdog. Like it just is. And we'll see how Brave New World, the tracking for Brave New World, it's going to come in a little bit below Quantumania box office wise, which wouldn't be good. But if that movie can stay afloat and be better than people are expecting, the bar is really low for Marvel right now. And I think that after Endgame, it was so high that no matter what came out, there was going to be some disappointment. I think where No Way Home succeeded was that it fulfilled a lot of it really fulfilled Spider-Man fan, like what Spider-Man fans were wanting to see, like the return of some great characters. But Thunderbolts, to me, I think we're for sure getting a Yelena no matter how well the movie does. We will for sure get that. I strongly believe. This movie, we could see multiple characters if this movie does well. And I think if this movie is going to do well, I think where it's at in the calendar, it's looking really strong that if it's good and good word of mouth spreads, that this could have a nice May, kick off the summer movie season. And I'm rooting for it, man. It's kind of funny. Like the Thunderbolts are an underdog. And like Marvel, even though they can't be an underdog, this movie is kind of coming in like this real underdog. I just feel like it's climbing uphill with these are characters that the casual, just casual fans of these movies don't really know a whole lot about. I think they can use that to their advantage with the marketing, really push these like really good actors they have on the cast. But yeah, to answer your question after a 20-minute rant, absolutely. I think we're going to get a Yelena Tucker, and I'm on board for that. I really want a Yelena. And as much as I wanted the Yelena from Black Widow, I just did not like the snowsuits. I did not like the snowsuits at all. For whatever reason, they just didn't work for me. Based on the trailer, not only her new hairstyle, but her new outfit as well, I'm way interested in picking up a Yelena. Love that character. And I would have been happy to get her character from the Hawkeye show as well. So we'll see what happens, Tucker. But yes, to answer your question after a 20-minute rant. I don't even know if that's a rant, really. I guess it is. But yes, I think we're getting Yelena. Clint Martin says, the great thing about Total Recall is did all the stuff really happen, or was it all just the fake memories? That's the great thing. And we could be talking about this, and we could just be talking about all this different stuff, and people would still not be able to guess what happens in the third act, man. That's what's so funny about Total Recall, is if you show it to somebody who's expecting like just a traditional Arnold movie, they're going to be in for a surprise. Hannah says Total Recall, Running Man, Commando, all 80s cheese, but awesome. But I'm all about, dude. Hey, listen, I love this stuff, man. I'm a 90s kid, but I grew up on these 80s movies, bro. So I am all in on all this stuff. We're actually getting a Total Recall movie later this year. It's projected to come out in November. Edgar Wright directing. So a little reboot of Running Man, which I think is due for a reboot. I'm actually normally against reboots and remakes, but I actually think that movie with some modern technology would do it justice. And so I'm a huge Running Man fan. I love that movie. Toy Collector says, sounds like Pennywise wasn't a huge seller, but wish Hot Toys would dabble into horror figures a bit more. Yeah, I do think so. And listen, man, like here's the thing. Pennywise to me, like, look, the first It movie was a huge hit. The second movie, I think, disappointed a lot of people. It Chapter 2. But here's the thing with horror. Like, if Hot Toys really wanted to make some great horror characters, they could. I think the problem is that a lot of these horror figures, I really believe the reason they did Pennywise, not only because it was a popular movie, but because you could do something interesting with the sculpt. You could do, the costume was pretty interesting. InArt obviously did theirs. Maybe they wanted to do it because, who knows the reasons, right? But with like a Michael Myers, there's only so much you can do with a Michael Myers. There's only so much you can do with it. And there's already, I think there's room for like a Hot Toys Michael Myers. Don't get me wrong, I'd be all on board. Or a Ghostface. But I don't know if that's why or not. Maybe they're just people at Hot Toys just aren't huge horror fans. I don't understand it. Maybe the other, I don't know if it's a licensing thing or what, but I will say that like I am excited that other companies are kind of picking that up, like Mondo, Trick or Treat Studios, Sideshow, Caustic Plastic. So again, it doesn't have to be Hot Toys for me, but I would love to see what Hot Toys did with like a horror icon, like a Freddy Krueger. That'd be a sick figure that they could make, because that's something that, a character that doesn't have a mask, that's the actor. They could do a Robert Englund head sculpt. I think that a true deluxe Freddy Krueger from Hot Toys would just be awesome. I would love to see that, man. I would love to see it. When it says Total Recall is pure fun, kind of like Running Man, but less Sub-Zeros becoming Plan Zeros. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely, man. Clint Martin says, all I keep seeing on YouTube is that Brave New World is not good, but I'll still watch it and judge for myself. There was some dogging on Sail of the Crew because of ratings, but it was great. Yeah, and here, listen, I'm going to just tell you, you have to figure out for yourself. Now, that's a lot to ask because, a movie is expensive now. Going to the movies is like kind of expensive now, unless you're just going by yourself and, you got the movie pass or, the AMCA list or, the Cinemark thing. I don't know what your local theater has where like maybe you get, you pay a monthly thing, you get some free movies throughout the week. Movies expensive. Say you go by yourself and you want to get a drink and a popcorn. I mean, it's a little expensive to see a movie. Streaming is a lot easier. So it's a lot easier just to check out a show. Like, I'll give it a try. I'll give out, try to Skeleton Crew. And I think that's what I'm nervous about with Brave New World is like, I'm with you. Clint. I'm going to pull up this comment so people can, if they're joining, they can kind of see the context of what we're talking about. I'm with you on this, Clint. I'm going to go see it for myself as well. I've been hearing the same stuff. I've been hearing they had to do a ton of reshoots. This movie, like, been postponed, delayed, all this stuff, did a ton of reshoots. And I think that it's almost entering territory now where, like, there's no expectations for it. That if it even comes out decent, people are going to be happy with it. But my fear is that what if it is really bad? Like, again, anybody can cut a trailer to make it look good. Like, just because the trailer looks good doesn't mean we're going to get a good movie. You know that. But I'm with you, Clinton. I got to see for myself, man. I know a lot of people didn't like, She-Hulk is a perfect example of something that, before I watched it, I heard every opinion about it, people that loved it, people that hated it, whatever. And, today when the discourse with movies, TV, all this stuff a lot of it is like, that's just how it goes online. Like we see it with sports talk radio, we see it with politics, we see it with all this stuff. It's either hate it or love it. It's both extremes. What if somebody just was like, hey, it's pretty good. That's hard to kind of like put on a thumbnail, or like, ESPN, they're like, yeah, this guy did this guy had a pretty good game. He had a good solid game. They got, it's all about like the emotional aspect of it. So that's why you see it with like, we're talking about movies, we're talking about sports, like I said, politics, all this stuff. It's always just an easier sell. It's like news 24/7. It's like, you got to have that sensationalism with it. And so more than likely Brave New World is going to just be, there's a good chance it's just going to be okay. It's going to be like a lower tier, middle of the road day at the movies. And that's okay for us as fans. But it's like going back to She-Hulk. Like, I thought She-Hulk was really good. I really did. And I thought that it was funny. It was, I thought that it was different. And I thought that, and again, the reason I use that as an example is because that's one that really had people saying they hated it. Now, Last Jedi is one that I truly did not enjoy. And there's people that loved it. So again, there's this weird thing where it's like, it's got to be one or the other. And let's be honest, man, Brave New World's probably going to come out and it's just going to be okay. Like that's where I'm leaning, is like, it's just going to be okay. Like, it's going to be an okay Marvel movie. And to me, I'm still excited to see it because the stuff I'm going to go see it for is like, I definitely want to see Harrison Ford's performance. I definitely want to see Anthony Mackie. I mean, I really like Anthony Mackie. And So yeah, man, I think that's, like you said with Skeleton Crew, man. It's like Skeleton Crew, like you probably went into it, you're like, this is pretty good. But it's either, love or hate. And so you're kind of just like, well, I just kind of liked it. Like I thought it was okay. So there's I would love to see more of that, like, and again, it's like with sports, dude. It's like, somebody has a bad game. Quarterback has a bad game. It's like, oh, he's the worst quarterback in the league. Has a great game. It's like, is he better than Tom Brady? It's like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what Marvel has this year. I think they have an opportunity to get back on track with the Daredevil show. You got Brave New World is the first one out of the gate. So if they can get past that one, I really think that they can pick up some steam with these next few projects. I think a lot of people, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Daredevil, all look really good. But Fantastic Four is going to be the one that I feel like there's a lot of pressure on that one. I don't think there's a lot of pressure because at this point, I think Marvel's accepted, like, Brave New World's probably going to be a box office flop. Because the only reason I say that is because they've spent so much money on it. They spent so much money on it. The budget has ballooned because they've had to do reshoots, all this stuff. And the way it's tracking is like, I don't think it's tracking as bad as they originally thought, but it's tracking below Quantumania. And Quantumania was considered a failure. And so I think for me, I think it's just going to be okay. And the thing now is like, you either got to be really good or you got to be interesting. Like if the movie's interesting, people love or hate it, but it's interesting, it's something different. I think that's why Nosferatu was such a hit. Like Nosferatu has been like just making an incredible amount of money. And I think it's because there's like, it entered that zeitgeist of like, dude, this is like different. This is new. Like this is something weird. Like I don't even know if I liked it, but like I want to see more of this. And I think with Marvel, it's formula. And Brave New World's just in a weird spot. It's in this weird spot of like, it's not building towards anything really, unless they add some stuff in the reshoots. And it's kind of just sitting there by itself, kind of like Thunderbolts is. Now again, we'll see what they do, but a lot of this multiverse stuff that they had to shelve when they switched directions to go the Doomsday stuff. I think Fantastic Four is going to be that movie of like the movie that kind of like shifts gears into that Doctor Doom, Doomsday, Secret Wars, all that stuff. So I think there's a lot more pressure on Fantastic Four. But I'm with you, man. I'm going to go see Brave New World as well. I'm hoping for the best. My expectations are kind of low, but hell, man, I mean, I'm telling you, it's at least going to be entertaining enough to be worth going to the movies. Now, if I'm wrong on this, I'm definitely doing a review on it, so I'll tell you my honest thoughts about it. But I'm not super hyped to see it, but I'm interested to see how it turns out. Hold on, I messed up. Let's see. Skipped a few comments here. Matthew Sparta says, would be awesome if we got 6-scale Jack Torrance from The Shining. Here's Johnny. I would love this more than you know. I would love this. Would love this, bro. Would absolutely love it, Matthew. Clint Martin says, yeah, movies run me about $100 with 5 people and snacks. That's what I'm saying. That's an expensive night out. I need the ranch popcorn seasoning and lots of it. Why is the movie theater popcorn so damn good? I don't know, man, but it keeps bringing me back, dude. I love the movie theater popcorn. It's so difficult to replicate at home. People say you can. I've never been able to. I've been able to make some good popcorn at home, man, but that's just something about the sounds, the smells of the theater, man, that just bring me back. Lane says, we need Friday 13th Part 7 Zombie Jason. Yeah, that Kane Hodder. Yeah, and that's why I love NECA, man, is because I can get a ton of these Jasons. And these look pretty good, but I would love 6-scale versions as well. Clint Martin says, I know a lot of what is on YouTube is clickbait and hot takes. She-Hulk for me was unwatchable, but not everything is for everybody, but everyone agrees the Acolyte is trash and I love Star Wars. Yeah, that's the thing. And I think the worst thing you can be is boring. I think that like with these shows, like at least She-Hulk was like, to some people was entertaining. I think like Acolyte, like a lot of people were just bored with it. There wasn't like, people didn't feel like there wasn't a conversation of like week to week, you know? I don't know. This is just kind of my like first thing that come to my head is like, you know, I think a lot of this stuff is just like, they're kind of just like, I don't really want to watch it anymore. You know, I don't want to watch the next episode. You know, even if a show you're not really digging it, it's kind of like I said with Nosferatu. It's like not that the entirety of that movie didn't work for me, but the stuff that did really worked. And it was one of those movies that I was still thinking about days later. And so it made an impression. It was memorable. And I think that's even if something's not good, if it's still memorable, or it still is something you appreciate, but it's not for you, I think that's a good, I think that means you did a good job with your film. Yagar 2 says, Acolyte just hurt my brain with terrible decisions. Just weird storytelling tropes. Even shows I like had things like Ventures come back to life when she was dead. Yeah, and again, man, it just didn't work for me from a storytelling perspective. I wasn't like invested in any of the characters, and I just couldn't get into it, man. I just couldn't get into Acolyte, and it wasn't for me either. If people enjoyed it, that's awesome. I mean, I know a few people that did enjoy it. I think. I don't know if I know anybody that actually like enjoyed it. I know there's some people that like didn't hate it. But yeah, I hear you. Figures of Fandom says Andor season 2, baby. That's what I'm saying. Nobody was expecting anything about Andor season 1, and everybody loves Andor. Like a lot of Star Wars fans love Andor season 1. So that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Like when the expectations are low, man. And you come out like, look, is Andor just really damn good? It probably is. But there wasn't the expectation of like the Kenobi show just had a built-in expectation of like, this is going to have to be fantastic. Like, you know, Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor back. I personally thought that half of Kenobi was really damn good. I thought that should have just been a movie personally. But I see why people didn't like some, you know, the other half, you know, like half of like, you know, it just seemed like it just didn't need to be a 6-episode thing. But anyway, that's another conversation for another day. But Andor season 2, this is going to be exciting. Hopefully we get some figures for this, man. I know Steve would be a big fan of that. Tucker also says Brave New World's official budget is $180 million. So the inflated budget is just a rumor for now. Yeah, but here's the thing, Tucker. Technically you're right. Like it is just a rumor. But I've been keeping up with movies for a long time. I just know that like when you have as many reshoots and stuff like that, a lot of times we won't know the actual number. We might not ever figure out the actual number, but it's a lot of good authority has been just saying that like this movie has ballooned. Like the budget for this movie has ballooned. And when this movie's tracking right now over the 4-day weekend that it'll have, or the 3-day weekend, I think the last thing I saw was like 90+ million. You know, for today's, like, you know, for a Marvel movie today, like I said, if it's going to perform underneath Quantumania, it just could be in trouble. Now, if it's good, it can make that money back in like consecutive weeks. But if it's not good and it doesn't open well, it's just going to struggle, man. If there's a big drop off after weekend 1, the opening weekend, if there's a big drop off, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna give my review on it on the channel, and I hope you guys watch it. And I'll be as transparent as possible. You know, but I'm excited. I mean, it's a new Marvel movie, so there's some excitement there to go see it. I'm just really excited to see Red Hulk, and I'm ready to see Anthony Mackie, man. I really like Anthony Mackie. Christian Cooper, anytime he's playing Marvel Rivals right now, I know he is, but he hears certain things. He heard Chipotle earlier, hears Acolyte, and he says, I got to get in there. Really appreciate it, Christian. Valkyrie says, I felt that Kenobi should have been a movie. I agree, Valkyrie, 100%. And then Yagron 2 says, Mezco came out with a wonderful looking 1/12 scale ghost face that looked cool. Yeah, dude, I would love to see that, man. I'm looking forward to getting my sideshow Jason and Freddy to kind of build out the horror collection. I'm trying to figure out this year's gonna be a big year for display. So like I'm gonna be like doing some new stuff with the display, and I'm gonna have a lot of horror stuff. Obviously, I mean you can kind of see it in my room right now. Got some different horror masks and stuff like that. So, you know, this wall, I'm going to try my best to like do something with this back wall here. You can kind of see a little bit, like got a lot of wall space. So, some of that will be, I'm going to try to just, you know, I collect a lot of IPs, you know, but horror is definitely going to have a big stage. I'll put it that way. Like I'm going to have a nice horror collection that I want to display. I got a lot of horror stuff I don't even have displayed right now, you know, so I want to figure out a way to display all this stuff. Matthew Spar says, did you like Anthony and Twisted Metal? Dude, actually, look, I didn't like Twisted Metal, but I didn't hate it. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't like if I did a review on it on the channel for Twisted Metal, it would, you know, you want to draw people in with like the thumbnail stuff. I mean, that's just the way YouTube works. That's just the way like stuff works. I mean, it's not a bad or a good thing. It's just how it works. And so, you know, people want to either see that, you know, you maybe loved it or you hated it or whatever. But for me, it's like the video probably wouldn't get a lot of clicks because I would probably just be like, yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't like it. I didn't like the tone of it. I thought it was almost too comedic. I kind of wanted Twisted Metal to have a little bit more of an edge to it. But I actually think Anthony Mackie did well. I mean, I think I don't think he phoned it in. I think he did the best he could with the material, but it wasn't a good show, but I didn't like hate it. But I found myself getting bored with it, you know, and I just didn't like it kind of was almost too comedic, you know, so. Matthew Spar says, you want them to do another attempt at Alien versus Predator. I wouldn't mind that. And Yagron 2 says PCS is making one. I think he was talking about Lane's talking about the 1 to 2 scale Ghostface. Oh yeah, I've seen the one that's like the 4th scale or the 3rd scale that looks great. But yeah, I can't do statues right now, man. I don't think I can do statues. Clinton Martin said, did you see the Asmus Snake Plissken figure from Escape from New York? You know what? Let's end the show tonight. I really appreciate everybody still here, man. 18 in the chat at midnight. Really appreciate all of you. But let's take a look at let's take a look at this. We'll take a look at this, and we'll also take a look at the Bloodsport figure as well to wrap up our show for tonight. All right, let's see. All right, so there is a sculpted hair and a real hair. So the sculpted hair, let me actually pull up a new scene here. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up. Let me share my screen here. Sorry, I always have to, if I don't have this set up before, I got to just set this up for a little bit. So give me 1 second here. All right, so let's look at. All right, so let's take a look at this. This is the shout out to Clinton. He said there's a rooted crown which is sold out, limited 300, and a sculpted. And shout out to Clinton for kind of putting this on my radar. So we have a Snake Plissken here from Escape from New York. We got the sculpted hair version that comes in at $280, expected to ship April to June 2025. So that's pretty interesting. And then we have the real hair version that is from April 2025 to June 2025, $360. I'll be honest with you, the character, I'm like interested to like, I want this character, but I've never had a product from Asmus, so I don't know what to expect from them. You know what I mean? But here's the Snake Plissken here. And you kind of get this base here. You kind of get this, what is that made out of? Got a real leather jacket, which is really cool. You got some different interchangeable arms here, seamless arms too. So, I mean, there's something, I mean, there's stuff to like here. I mean, based on the prototype, this doesn't look half bad. Like, this actually looks pretty decent to me. Yeah, I mean, this head sculpt doesn't look bad. I'm actually pretty, again, I've never gotten anything from this company. So let me know if they have a history of like showing off a really good head sculpt and not turning out good. But again, man, I'm a huge Kurt Russell fan. I'm a huge, I would love to have this character in the collection. And this looks pretty, to me, it looks pretty good. Again, all you can go based on is the prototype. And I think getting a real leather jacket, some seamless arms, the head sculpt looks pretty good. The hair looks pretty good. Again, just based on the prototype. Yeah, dude. This is cool, Clinton. Thanks for putting this on my radar, man. Tucker says, I'm going to have to call it a night here, but another great Casual Friday show. Keep up the great work, Justin. Later, guys. Tucker, truly appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here, dude. Really, really appreciate you sticking around. I know it was a late night. Always appreciate you being in the chat, being active in the chat, dude. Really appreciate you, Tucker. Have a good one, man. And hopefully we'll see you next time, dude. And then Lane is heading out as well. He says, have a good night, guys. I will see you, Lane. Thank you so much for being here, man. And have a good one as well, dude. Thanks for being active in the chat. Really appreciate you. Clinton Martin says, oh, I didn't know it was on Sideshow. The Asmus Sideshow sold out for the Rooted. Yeah, here you go, man. So Sideshow has it up for $360, Clinton. Boba Fett cheating. Call me Snake. Hell yeah, dude. Love that movie. Yeah. Escape from New York, man. Just Carpenter. Anything Carpenter, man, for the most part. Just, yeah. Hound Figure says, have you covered Bloodsport, Frank Dux? No, not yet. We're going to do that next. We're going to just look at this real quick, and then we're going to close out the show talking about Bloodsport. But yeah, dude, this looks good, man. This looks good. I don't know, man. I'm kind of interested in this, man. I just don't know like how these figures actually turn out. I've never got anything from this company. So it might be one of those things where like maybe I pre-order it, I put down like the small deposit on it, and then if it comes out looking awesome, I keep it. If it comes out looking bad, I just, I'm like, all right, I'm out $30, which isn't nothing to sneeze at, but at the same time, I mean, if it comes out really good, this might be one that you're like, damn, I should have picked it up. But yeah, dude, looks really good, man. Thanks for putting this on my radar, Clinton. I'm definitely going to be adding this to the potential pre-order list, man. Now let's look at the Caustic Plastic Jean-Claude Van Damme Bloodsport figure, which I am just over the moon excited for. One of my most anticipated figures of the year. And man, let's see if they have it up on their Facebook page. And they do. They do. So the full reveal will be on January 28th at the Nuremberg Toy Fair. So we are going to take a look at, let's share this tab instead here. So here he is right here, man. Here he is, the Frank Dukes Jean-Claude Van Damme Bloodsport figure, bro. I am a huge Bloodsport fan. I love Bloodsport. Seen this movie so many times, man. Just I'm absolutely hyped for this. I cannot wait for this figure to come out. I actually have a video that I covered this when they first teased this last summer. I love what Caustic Plastic's doing, man. And man, it's gonna be a tough wait for this one because this is definitely a pre-order that I'm getting. I think the head sculpt looks really good. I think it does look good. Got movable eyes, it looks like, so that's really cool. And the neck muscles and the traps right here look really good. Like I said, I think they got the jawline pretty much done there. Again, this is like younger Jean-Claude Van Damme, so I think this is and this is what happens when you don't have a Facebook. And then there we go. So the body just looks great. I mean, the body looks great. You don't have the seamless arms. So if you look up there, you kind of have the wrist peg there, which, that's okay to me. I'm not too worried about that. But the body itself looks really good. And yeah, dude, I mean, I'm hyped for this figure, man. I cannot wait to actually get this pre-ordered. Let's see what you guys have to say. Fright Night Rider says, yo, the posing for this figure will be insane. He would make a mini splits in my collection. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why I'm not too upset about like the, you know, again, you can get some bend in the arm there, seamless arms, seamless body for the most part, except for these fists, which I'm sure there'll be like interchangeable hands and stuff. Han Figure says very good, but brick, not hit back. Clint Mart says not enough weapons, LOL. Yeah, it's just in this face right here, dude. The, you know, when he gets the chalk thrown in the eyes, dude, that's a, you know, we'll see how the actual product looks like. I'm very excited to actually like see this in like regular lighting, like at the toy fair, to kind of see what this looks like. But you know, for me, again, man, I'm being more forgiving of like how it looks. I think it looks really good. I'm just saying, like, I'm so excited that this is getting a figure in general that like I'm gonna be very like, I'm gonna be okay with like the fact that we're even getting this, to me, is just awesome. And you could see the whole thing right here. Again, this, you know, there's just no other way to do this to get it posed up. So again, the feet with the peg showing, I'm okay with it because you got the seamless legs. Like, you don't have a lot of leg like joints showing or like, so I'm cool with this at the bottom of the feet, so you get some more posing here. And again, man, just part of the Kumite tournament here. Looking incredible. I think they did the shorts great. I think the body looks awesome. I think the proportions look very good. And I'm hyped for this, man. I'm extremely hyped for this. And this looks great too, man. This looks really good. I didn't even know it came with they were going to do this version of it. So this is great too. So if the other stuff does bother you that we just talked about, then here's an option right here too, man. You can have it with the gi on. And yeah, dude, this figure, man, this is personally one of my most anticipated of the year. I truly cannot wait for this, man. And yeah, looks good. I want to look at this one more time right here, man. This is the picture right here, the posing. Somebody said that's going to look great. You got the veins, just really good, man. You got the hands with the, you know, different interchangeable hands here. So again, I'm hyped for this, man. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Let's check in with you guys. The Screaming Sculpt. Yeah, Clinton. The Screaming Sculpt, dude. That is so good, man. Say it! Say it! The body, though, looks great. It does, man. And the fact that we're even getting a Jean-Claude Van Damme Bloodsport. That's what I'm saying. We're getting a officially licensed Bloodsport Jean-Claude Van Damme Frank Dukes figure. This is what I want to collect. This is stuff I really want to collect. And I'm just hyped beyond belief for this, man. This is what I really want to see. And yeah, dude, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. Han Figure says, do you remember the Mr. Fuji dust throw in the eyes thing? I will do that to this figure to blind him. Dang, dude, yeah. I forget, what is his name in the movie, man? What is his name in the gosh, I always forget this dude's name, but just an incredible villain, dude. Chong Li. Yeah, dude, Chong Li, man. Yeah, there you go, Clinton. And I'm going to say the name wrong, but Bolo Yang to go with him. Yeah, and I apologize. I know I'm butchering that. But I'm figure says, how much would you go for this Grail price? Are you saying how much do I think it's going to be? You know, it's not artisan, so we're going to save a little money there. It's pretty, Clinton Martin says, you know, oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you, man. Thank you. I didn't want to keep saying his name and like completely like, you know, disrespect the guy by not getting it right. But yeah, dude, Chong Li is just one of those great villains, man. Great villain. Oh, and Han Figure says, what would I pay max for this? For me, with everything you get with it, I mean, I'd probably like, I'm hoping it's like around like 300. 325 again with the stuff you get with it. I mean, I'm thinking it's gonna be 300, something like that. I guess I could be totally wrong because of the body, the how much that costs. I'm really bad at this. I'd probably go based on what you're getting. I'd probably go up to 350 for this. Like, if it was over that, I'd be like, okay, why aren't we getting like more like stuff or like more, maybe even like artisan hair for going up, north of 350. But yeah, based on their other stuff, they usually have tiers of stuff that cost plastic. So if you get like they always have like different, they usually have like, with this version it's just a standard version of the figure with the magnetic base. Then with this version it's the magnetic base and this, and then there's usually like 4 tiers of it, and they can be sporadic in price from like $285 all the way up to like $475 or something, depending on like if it's like an artisan or something, or like they're getting into that anyway. So yeah, I'm interested to see how much this will be. I'm guessing around like the low 300s for this, high 2s, low 3s, but we'll see. I'm really bad at this, so I could be totally wrong. Yeah, I don't know the price range either. And Clinton says, I think this would be like $425 with a seamless body. Depends. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm ignorant towards this. Like, I don't know how much they value. Like, that's what I'm saying. This is a great answer because this is what I kind of know what to expect if it's rooted hair now, but seamless body, I didn't know how much they would charge more for that. So yeah, if it's $425, man, yeah, caustic plastic isn't cheap at all. Absolutely, it's not. But I mean, again, this is my opportunity to get a Bloodsport figure, man. So for me, if it's $425, it's expensive, man, but this is one that I'm desperately wanting. So I would, depending on what they come out with, it'd have to be just astronomically higher than that to say no to it, because I really want a Bloodsport figure. I think this is so cool. And Highland Figure says, Bloodsport is my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, but unfortunately, I'd have to pass on it just because opportunity costs. Other stuff I'd like to have more. Yeah, same here. That's the thing. We got to weigh out, like, which ones are we going to really spend the high dollar money on? Like, this seamless body looks incredible. I'll just say, like, this on the shelf is going to look incredible. So to me, this is almost even cooler than, like, artisan hair. Like, to get, like, this good looking of a seamless body on this figure. So I'm pumped for this, man. I can't wait. And yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's, Clinton saying that base is nice too. It really is, man. It's like that, it looks like it's magnetic. So yeah, the base looks great. I love how it's got Bloodsport written on it. So yeah, man. So between that and the Snake Plissken, man, I mean, some cool two like 80s, 90s action movies, man. Really cool that we're getting 2 of those from 2 different companies. Highland Figure says, in terms of premium 1/6, I'm pretty sure we'll have to set to get like the Infinity Stone. So now I'm waiting to get stuff in the $130, $300 range, and now third party stuff. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I mean, look, I'm never gonna say like, yeah, this figure is gonna be worth $400, but I'd rather cut a few figures that I was kind of wanting to get like this Bloodsport figure. Like, to me, like, this Bloodsport figure is like one that I want bad enough to where like I'll make adjustments somewhere else. Like, I just need to have this figure. Like, this is something that's like movie history to me, man. It's a movie that I grew up with, so it has that nostalgic pull to it as well. And again, man, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme, man. Unless you grew up in the 80s, 90s, dude, you don't realize how big this dude was, like, for a lot of us, man, because a lot of his stuff went, video store. We picked this up at the video store, man, just watch it. Like, this movie was a huge hit at home video, man. So just really cool, man. Clinton Martin says, LOL, custom figures equals Ahsoka line. That's what I'm saying. Those are usually the one that goes first, Clinton, is like those lines. You know what I mean? I'm still going to get a piece here and there. But yeah, I've had to cut out a few lines, man, just because I'm like, hey, I'll just wait for like another time to get these, because like a Bloodsport Jean-Claude Van Damme figure to me is one that I would have displayed forever. I mean, that's like a movie that I still watch, that's been in my universe, since I was a kid. So that holds a lot more weight to it than like the Ahsoka show, which I liked, but like it doesn't have that staying power as Bloodsport does, or like, Predator, or, I mean, we could talk about all of our favorite movies. I've been talking like 80s, 90s action movies, man, like Jurassic Park, like all these different movies. So yeah. He says, if I would buy a Jean-Claude Van Damme figure, it'd be Bloodsport or Universal Soldier. Yeah, that'd be sick. I love, Sudden Death, dude, was sick. Sudden Death was such a cool movie. I mean, he's been in a lot of great ones, man. Some ones that were not so great, man, but he's had a lot of, just a huge star, man. Like I said, Bloodsport, Kickboxer. So, yeah, man. All right, we still got 17 in the chat. We're 2.5 hours in. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that thumbs up button. We're closing up shop for the night. This has been Casual Friday, episode 18. This was the Future Chronicles Part 1. We will do Part 2 next Friday, unless we get just some just more craziness like announcements and stuff. We'll do Part 2 next week, and we're going to be talking about movies / TV, most anticipated stuff like that. Just like we did today, we're going to kind of talk about that stuff. We already kind of did that today. We're going to talk about some of that stuff, some other different collectibles as well. So definitely be there for that. And whoa, wait a minute. We got Prosty Shinobi showing up, baby. Right in the closing moments, Prosty Shinobi getting off this buzzer beater, man. Getting off this buzzer beater half-court shot. Say, coming out from the shadows to say that I once kicked my brother in the face and sliced his lower lip because we both got way too excited watching Bloodsport, LOL. Yeah, man, if you have brothers, this is how it goes, man. You try to recreate the movies, dude. This is what happens, man. But Prosty, awesome to see you, man. Hope you're doing well, dude. Thank you so much for leaving this comment and for watching, dude. I really appreciate it. And Howard Figure says, would you buy a Samuel L. Jackson Pop Fiction figure? I think I would. I would like to have a Jules, but man, I would. Yeah, that'd be a great 2-pack. I'd love if we got some more Quentin Tarantino figures. That'd be really cool. But anyway, definitely check out, like I said, we talked about the Goosebumps TV show today. So if you haven't checked out the review, check it out. I also have a Wolfman review up. Going to be bringing you some more movie reviews throughout the year. Some I'm really excited to be doing this year. And again, we've talked about Brave New World, some different Marvel stuff. So you'll definitely be seeing that. Have a few videos dropping this week. So it'd mean the world to me is if when they dropped, you could show it some love, show it some support if you want. And, again, as always, thank you guys so much for being here. Still got 17 in the chat. Had a lot of people participating in the chat, so it really means a lot to me that y'all are still here kicking it with me on episode 18 of Casual Friday, the Future Chronicles, Part 1. And we'll finish things up with Part 2 next week. And if there's a lot of really crazy news that happens during the week, we'll just do like a pop-up stream as well, so we don't have to wait all the way till Friday to discuss it. And then Hiron Figures says, thanks for the stream. Highlight of the week for me. Hiron Figures, thank you so much, man. This really means a lot to me, dude. Really, really does. Thank you, man. And he says, mark your calendars for the next How You Figure stream, guys. Really appreciate that, bro. Really, really do, man. Yeah, that means a lot to me for real, man. I know you know that, but I just want to tell you once again. So thank you all so much. Really appreciate everybody watching it. We're going to kick it to the outro. And remember, just keep it casual. We'll see you soon. Definitely check out. I'll probably have a video dropping on Sunday. So be looking out for a new video for Sunday. I hope you check that out. Show it some love when you see it if you want to check it out. And thank you all so much for watching. And hey, as we say every week, as we always say, man, every Casual Friday when things are winding down and we're closing up shop for the night, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.